It is the SLC T20 Sky Exchange Invitational League 2022 and the last of the preliminary round matches, Blues versus Reds, coming up. And how crucial is this game going to be, considering that this is still pretty open? Blues appear to be the side that is comfortably through to the final. Now with the Greys beating the Greens in the previous game, I can tell you that this game is going to be pretty critical. Now this is how the schedule looks. Now, as I said, match number 6, Blues versus Reds, that's the final of the preliminary round matches, and then we go into the grand final on Monday. And well, as I told you, it is an absolutely important game because this happened. Now, had the Greens won here, things would have been, the scales would have been different. But the Greys winning by a massive margin of 81 runs will help them in their net run rate. Now, how would the Reds react to this? Now, the Reds, if they win this next game, then they are comfortably through to the final. But the interesting thing, Maha, is if the Reds lose here and lose by a big margin, and I remember you calling the Greys the giant killers, they will be the giant killers if they get into the final.
Absolutely. I mean, all to play for. I think, the way the Greys played, they deserve to be in the finals. I mean, no one gave a chance.
Just one game.
I mean, that's the beauty of this tournament, just the 3 games in the preliminary round, and all of a sudden you have one good game, and that too against a strong Greens team, and Greys, I mean, no one given a chance to them, and the way they played, outstanding.
Absolutely right. I do agree with you. But do you think they have that firepower, they have the muscle to stand up to a Blues team in a final, considering the way they played? Because, see, they have been inconsistent. I mean, let's face it, they've been inconsistent. The Greys haven't done a good job, but they could be peaking. I don't know. But I'm just judging by the way they played their 3 games.
Late peakers are always dangerous, and the way they played and the spinners what they have in their squad, from Ashan Priyanjan, even how he bowled, Pulna Taranga, Duvinda Tilakaratna, Ratnayak, and the fast bowler Milan Ratnayak, the way
you
he
forgot
bowled.
the main man who got that 60. Dabare.
Dabare and Adhikari, all these players are firing at the right moment. So I think Gray's team is must be watching the TV in tonight's game and must be waiting for another chance.
Oh, very. I'm sure they're watching it very intently. But 2 teams that are going to take a look at the pitch very intently are the Reds and the Blues, particularly the Reds. Now, I know Favis Maharouf is with me. He always is with me before the game starts. But it is he who goes down and takes a look at the pitch. So let's first hear from him when he first looked at the pitch.
It's a comprehensive win for the Greys in the last game. The entire table have opened up. The pitch, it looks the same. Hardly any scratches, hardly any marks. It looks the same. Some areas are opening up, but still on top of it, it's hard. So I just feel it's showing some signs of tiredness, but still, I think it's still good for batting. Maybe 150, 140, depending on the dew, probably later. But talking about dew as well as slowing down, I've got Mahesh Tekshana with me. I especially got him to talk about how to bowl as a spinner in the power plays. Mahesh, thanks for joining me. What are your plans with the new ball and probably in the middle overs and in the end overs with in this kind of a pitch?
With the new ball, I just plan to bowl wicket to wicket and a little shorter. I think in the old ball, wicket will be a little slower than this. Then we have to bowl, change the pace. And with the last overs, I think if we bowl in the last overs, we have to bowl little back of length and we have to change the pace also.
With the new ball slightly shorter, what do you mean by that?
I mean by that because with the new ball, when I'm bowling, it's really skidded up. So it's easily coming to the bat. If I bowl more, to the good length area. So I have to bowl a little shorter with the new ball.
Thank you, Mahesh. Thanks for talking to us. So that's Mahesh Tekshana. So he says skidding on slightly shorter. 140, 150 prediction so for me.
Well, interesting. 140, 150. Now, in that last game, it looked 200 and they went to 166. All right. Now, let's take a closer look. Let's try and show you how the pitch looks for you guys watching at home. Now, talk us through this.
Slowness, Roshan. It's going to obviously slow. Last 5 games, last 5 days is the 4th game being used. It shows a bit of tiredness, but still I think it should hold on fine. Older ball again might slow down and 1 or 2 might keep low, but overall I think it's still good for batting. Batsmen getting in. Dabare and Adhikari last game showed how to do it. So in this game, the batsmen who are getting in a start should go and get a big one.
Right, so that's what Faviz Maharouf thinks. So now what would the captain that wins the toss would be looking to do? Let's join, I think it was Kosala Suresh Chandra who was out there. Haritha Pereira was out there. First Kosala out here for the second game with the match referee. And also, he also has the two captains.
We're all ready for the toss of the final game of the round robin. Game number 6, the Blues taking on the Reds in an all-important game. I have with me the match referee, Wendell Labroy, and the two captains of the Blues and the Reds, Kusal Mendes of the Reds and standing captain Dhananjay De Silva of the Blues. The Blues captain will toss the coin. Tails is the call.
It's a tails.
It is a tails.
Bat
Kusal,
first.
what do you want to do?
Bat first.
Any particular reason that you want to bat first?
Yeah, wicket is very good. I think 150, 160, good score in this pitch.
How is the team feeling like? Important game, you must win to make it to the final on the 15th?
Yeah, very important game. I playing normal game our team and basic cricket. I think good game today.
Any changes in your team today?
Yeah, one change. Prabhat not playing. Vella is playing today.
All the very best to you, Kusal.
Thank you.
Dhananjay, what do you want to do if you want the toss?
We also wanted to have to bat first because it's like, you know, we went through for the final now, but we want to get the best out of the wicket.
Any reason Charit is not playing today?
Yes, Charit and Pramod Madhusana are sick, so Lahiru Samarkand and Sitar Gimhana are playing.
So you will want to finish off in a winning note going into the final?
Yes, definitely.
All the very best to you.
Thank you very much.
So the story from the centre is that the Reds captain Kusal Mendes has won the toss and they will bat first.
Right, Kusal Mendes deciding to bat first. That's the Reds team. And you think it's a good decision?
I think they're playing to their strength, and also the Blues team, they're bowling heavy. Chasing down, they probably have 4 to 5 batsmen. They're missing Charith Asalang in that batting lineup. So I think Reds are playing it safe.
Right, I think let's take a look at the two teams and right now this is the team batting first. The Reds are batting first, so Lasith Cruzpul and Kusal Mendes has been a very successful opening partnership. Bhanuka Rajapaksa and then Kamidu Mendes, and it's a pretty strong lineup. And what are your views about the Blues with the captain not playing?
I think Blues top heavy. Rairu Udar, Sadir Samaravikrama, Sitara Gimman getting his first game, Ashen Bandara, Dhananjay De Silva and Chamika Karunaratne. Then it's a long tail. I think that's where the Reds will be targeting the top order batsmen. If they get a couple of wickets of the Blues in the top order, I think that's where they will put the trouble.
Right, so it is a very, very interesting and an important game, don't forget, because the Reds must win this game. Now, in case they lose this game, that's where all the permutations come into play. Anyway, we are about to start. The players are out there, so let's go across and join our first commentators as we look forward to this crucial game, the final game of this first round.
Thank you, Roshan, and thank you, Maharouf. So the final game of the round robin, the 6th game of the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League 2022, which is powered by DAFA News. The title sponsor is Sky Exchange, and the co-sponsors are Daras and IPG Sports. And also, we have the beverage partner in Elephant House joining for this tournament. It's the Reds against the Blues. Important game for the Reds because it's a must-win game for them if they are to be in the final on the 15th. They won the toss. They decided to bat first. They're going by their strength. They want to put runs on the board. They will back their bowlers to defend. Whatever. Lasith Cruzpul, he's been good in this tournament. Good strike rate, 124. He has a half century already. Kusal Mendes, on the other hand, this has been the most successful opening partners in this tournament so far, with 2 over 50-run partnerships. Kusal Mendes, we all know what he's good and what he's capable of. 156 matches, almost 4,000 runs, and a strike rate of 134. As you say, good evening to Haritha Pereira.
Good evening, Kosala. Yes, they have been consistent as individuals and as a partnership on 2 occasions, both occasions. Madhushankar is the star. 2 for 22, his best in only 6 matches played so far. But that particular over in the first game made him a hero in this tournament.
Yes, he's all raring to go. Lasith Cruzpul is about to take strike. Slip in place straight away. Now look at this. The fine leg is inside the circle. We've got a mid-on and we got a deep square. And that's the 3 men on the onside that Madhushan is aiming at. Now my theory is now Madhushan has this tendency to bring
The Madhushankar.
Madhushanka has a tendency to bring that ball into the right hand. Are they a man short on the There you go. There you go. That man is crossing onto the onside. So that's the key. So that intention is to bring it back into the right hander.
Okay, let's play.
Here we go. Straight away starts off with a wide, but the intention, Haritha, is that he is going to go for that late in swinger.
Yeah, in trying to do that, he has to go across the batter's body, and he'll have to be careful on Cruz Pulle. He will have to be spot on. The second game, he was a little bit astray, Madhushankar.
Again down the leg side. Now Madhushankar needs to adjust his line. Starts off with 2 wides. Again, there you go. Need to get in line. It's a keenly contested game, Haritha.
Yeah, it really points out to be another high-scoring encounter.
First runs off the bat for Lasith Cruz Pulle and the Reds. They're on their way. 3 for none. Not really getting it in the middle of the bat. Cruz Pulle is looking to hit it more wide on the offside rather. But that late swing that Madhushankar brings in, that's what... there you go, look at that. He gets closer to the umpire this time. And there you go, see that again. Slight late movement inwards, not allowing Cruz Pulle to go through the offside.
Yeah, but he has to be careful where he's going to pitch because Cruz Pulle is tall. If he can get a half volley into his bat, he could be destructive. But he is very nippy, Dilshan Madhushankar.
No!
This is exactly what I mentioned. To get a half volley, he couldn't get it into the gap. Sal Mendes will start slow. The last game we saw a 100 opening stand. These two have made a lot of runs, 90 odd in the first innings together.
On the onside, they'll come back for 2. This is good from Mendes. Now Kusal Mendes will have his presence of mind on how Madhushankar brings that ball back in. He's vastly experienced and talented batsman. So he will know that what Madhushankar's intent would be. He's going for that toe crusher sometimes.
Neatly played off the front foot. That's the strength of Kusal Mendes. He will have to contend Dilshan Madhushankar with this first over, which is going to be a long one.
He's already bowled 2 wides. A victory for the Reds will mean that this 2 teams will meet on the final on the 15th. But if the Blues get the better of the Reds, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to go down to all that mathematics, equations and the net run rates. Now, interesting field for Lasit Cruz. They say they got a mid-on inside the circle or the 30-yard circle, more than in. He's almost half down, half up the circle. There you can see that, and you can see a deep fine leg and a deep square. So he's got two men on the boundary. The two boundary riders are on the onside, and now you can see that slip coming out towards mid-wicket. So are we going to see that late swing coming in from Madhushankar? This time Cruz Pulle tries to go over the top, doesn't get it in the middle of the bat. The comeback for two. Cruz Pulle wants a third, but Kusal Mendes says two is enough. They should have pressured for the third. The first over comes to an end in the Reds innings. It's 8 for none. So these are the two teams. The Blues have come in with Lahiru Samarakon, the all-rounder, and Sitara Gimhan, a top-order batsman. Charit Asalanka and Prodh Madhushan not playing today. And on the other hand, the Reds, Dunit Vellalage, the young sensation, comes in at the expense of Prabhat Jayasuriya.
Jayasuriya factor didn't work for them in the previous game. Kasun Rajitha 4 for 20, his best 45 matches, 67 wickets. That's very good. Economy rate manageable.
So anything around 7.5, 8 is acceptable in T20. Kusal Mendes, both batsmen on 3. Fish, but into the gap. Chase for the captain. Or is it Praveen Javikrama? Sorry, it's Praveen Javikrama. They come back for 3. Not convincing looking. They've taken 2. They've only run 2. I thought they should have run 3 there.
Yeah, it was a very tentative stroke on the part of Kusal Mendes. He flirted with danger on that occasion.
Not much feet movement there from Kusal Mendes. They should have run 3. Lasit Cruz Pulle was good. And this time it's punched away. And that will have the legs to just beat the fielder. First boundary of the Reds innings, courtesy of Kusal Mendes.
Short. That's an invitation for the Reds captain. It's very strong in that area. Controlled pull shot.
It was not that short, but Kusal Mendes is almost playing that off the front foot. Just beating the fielder. 6 of the first 2 deliveries. The ball under pressure now.
Got to believe that they are looking at 150 plus.
And this time he goes over the point region, down to the boundary. 4 more to Kusal Mendes. Kasun Rajitha proving to be expensive. Gone for 10 off 3. That's short. And Kusal Mendes said, thank you very much.
In the previous 2 matches, Kasun Rajitha has been good with bat and ball and on the field. But if he's going to bowl in that fashion, Mendes is going to be feasting.
Better delivery. Finds the outside edge. It'll go down to the boundary for 4. I thought that was the best ball of the over so far, but still, it's a boundary to the Reds, and they're off to a flyer.
Well. Not exactly where he wanted to play. The good thing with it was that it went straight to ground, not anywhere else.
First dot ball of the over. This is that one took off the outside edge. Late movement for Kasan Rajitha.
It may have not carried to slip, but there was no slip.
Well. Kasan Rajitha has been taken to the cleaners in this over. 18 runs coming off it. Another boundary to Kusal Mendes. The Reds are 26 for none.
Well, you can't blame anybody. They didn't have a slip or a gully. This time it was in the air. You feel for the bowler.
Oh, he's bowled him. He's bowled him. Dilshan Madhushankar cleans up Lasit Cruspule. There was a big gap between bat and pad, and the ball crept through that. That's the late swing that Madhushankar brings to you. And it castled him. Cruspule was looking to hit it into the region of mid-wicket, but undone by the late movement and pace. Cruspule goes to 3. The Reds are 26 for 1. So the man on screen is due for runs. He's not had the best of the tournaments. He's had a few starts, but that strike rate speaks his talent in this format. Over 2,000 runs with 123 matches. We all know what Bhanuka Rajapaksa can do.
Yeah, last match he made 34 in a losing cause. Coming in at number 3, that's the most pivotal batting position. He needs to be aggressive but not reckless.
Slip in play straight away by Dhananjay De Silva to Bhanuka Rajapaksa. You can see that the slip in brought in, so Dhananjay De Silva knows that Bhanuka is vulnerable against that ball moving away. So Madhushankar is going to definitely take it away from the left-hander. Rajapaksa is off the mark straight away.
Not a particularly bad delivery. This is Cruspule playing all over it. Brilliant delivery. Pitched in line with the stumps. And as he opened up a huge gap, Madhushankar was through. He was wavered in the first over, but he's been on target in this one.
No ball. So umpire Lyndon Hannibal indicates it's a no ball, it's a free hit. There you go. Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. Straight over there. Good call. And it's a free hit. Now, what does Kusal Mendes do? Where does he target?
What does Dilshan Madhushankar do? First, look somewhere near the scoreboard area.
He's going to take the pace off. There you go.
Well bowled.
That was coming. There you go. Rolling his fingers. He took the pace off that one.
I think Dhananjay De Silva, who's at mid-off, just gave him a little bit. Sadira Samarakrama has been safe behind the wickets.
That one took off. And that's a wide. He's going for the short one. And that just kept going, kept climbing. This young man means business, Haritha.
Yeah, but then take a look at this. He's going to bowl another long over. I got the feeling that Kusal Mendis is creating a bit of a pressure on his mind.
This one's put away. You just can't afford to give Kusal Mendis that width with the power play on. We all know what he can do. He's a very good player, square of the wicket. Just that room outside the off stump. Look at that. Just stand and deliver.
So his consistency is continuing in this tournament, Kusal Mendis. Good for the Reds. Darshana Gamage will be very happy.
He's already moved on to 25 of 12. The Reds are 33 for 1. They go through for a quick. So this is good cricket. This is good cricket from the Reds. A boundary of the previous ball, a single in the next. The pressure is on the bowler. And the Blues captain. They keep that scoreboard rotating, ticking. Create that pressure. Not to give many dot balls.
Fluctuating fortunes for the bowler, Dilshan Madhushankar. Still early days for him. He's made his mark with his consistency of getting the breakthrough. What is he going to do with the left-handed Rajapaksa?
Slip comes back into play. Ooh, good bouncer. That's a very good bouncer. A bouncer to end the over. It's 34 for 1. Sadira Samarakrama did well to glove that and keep it in rather than it flying away off his glove to the boundary. Change in the bowling, spin for the first time. It's the skipper, or the standing skipper today, Dhananjay De Silva. 2 for 9 is best. Economy is good. But experience, 82 games, 28 wickets.
He has bowled 2 very good first overs in this tournament, both matches.
Oh, a lot of yes and no's, and they do the correct thing. They get back to their respective places.
It was Bhanuka Rajapaksa's call. How he managed to say yes is one story. Two experienced campaigners, respective captains in this game.
So Dhananjay Disila has been good in this over so far. Not giving too many. Just a single coming off the first three. Now Bhanuka Rajapaksa. He will face Dhananjay Disila. Slip in place. But mind you, Dhananjay will try to bring it into the left hand and surprise him with the new ball. It's coming round the wicket. Will want to go wide of the crease.
Yeah. Opting to bowl during the power play is a challenge in itself.
This is good from Dhananjay, especially after the big overs that the fast bowlers gave in. 33 runs on the first three. It's been a good comeback. 34 in fact on the first three. And this has been good from Dhananjay. Just a single off the 4 balls. They run with the shot, playing with soft hands, pushing it. Good call, good cricket all around.
That's a very educated sneak. Left and right hand combination.
They'll pick up one more. And over number 4 comes to an end with the Reds 37 for 1.
A virtual semi-final here. A win for the Reds will see them through to the final against the Blues. But a defeat here would make it very interesting. This is Lahiru Madhushankar. It's bowled with good pace. And I was impressed to see him also dragging his length. He was someone who was looking to go full all the time, looking for the Yorker. But he's also thrown in a good bounce, the one that he bowled to Bhanuka Rajapaksa. Very important that he doesn't become predictable with his line and length. Generally brings it into the right-hander. And he's bowling with very good heat. Must say, for someone as young as he is, he's pretty slippery as a fast bowler. Played late. Kusal Mendes, he's looked good. He's got moving quickly. 29 of 19. Bhanuka Rajapaksa yet to get into his stride. 2 of 4. Evening, Maha.
Evening, Roshan. Good evening to all our viewers as well. 38 for 1. The Reds got to win this game. And Lyndon Hannibal, the head umpire, who's standing in the media box, and Deepal Gunawardana, who's be standing at the Katara men, very experienced men, who has been in the first class system for a very long time. Dilshan Madhushankar, you mentioned about the heat he bowled. Oh, good length, very good length. Bhanuka Rajapaksa was trying to go probably over long on. The pace doing no justice here. I mentioned about Dilshan, Roshan. Certainly would have raised so many eyebrows. Yeah, he's been in the system for a while, have not made his debut yet. But after this performance in this entire tournament, plenty of talk has been about the young man.
I'm sure that's without a doubt. But I'm sure you'll agree. We'll come to that. Good carry, good through. Good pace through. Now he's starting to bang it short. He's starting to get that bounce through quite nicely. If you remember in the first games, he was looking to pitch it up. Now he's looking to bang it short as well. He's bowling a good bouncer. But I'm sure he'll want to develop more variety into his bowling. The slower ones, the cutters, the ones that you bowl into the pitch, the wide Yorkers. I mean, he'll learn as he goes along. But he certainly has the making of someone who can be a hot prospect for Sri Lanka. And one other thing, Maha, is that the fast bowling for Sri Lanka is looking very good. I mean, let's not forget that Lahiru Kumara is still not 100% in terms of fitness. But Kasun Rajitha, then Asita Fernando, two young fast bowlers were coming through. Now this young man, Lahiru Madhushankar. So we're talking of four bowlers straight away that comes into our mind. And there are lots of other young cricketers that are coming through. And just take a look at his bowling action. I'll let you talk about this.
There's certainly some work to be done in his action in the early still days. Product from Hungama was found in 2019, came into the under-19 setup straight away, was a star. 39 for 1. Yeah, Reds winning the toss, batting first, 39 for 1. Batsman to be back in the hut. Nasid Cruz pull a clean bowl by the man of the hour, Dilshan Madhushankar for 3. Kusal Mendis have been going really well, 29 of 22, but Rajapaksha just getting his eye in. Still to come with Mendis, Sahana Rachige, Vanadu Hasaranga, Dunit Vellalage, Lahiru Madhushankar, the batsman.
Well, that's the look at the batting side, or the batting lineup. We're going to see Dhananjay Silva coming on, and just to bring you up to date, the Sri Lanka Under-19 tour will happen from the 14th of August for 1 month. This is swept and swept behind square leg. That will run away to the boundary. That's Bhanuka Rajapaksa getting into his stride, 7 of 6. Just to try and complete that story. Just another look. The Sri Lanka Under-19 tour happens from the 14th of August, and they will be playing 3 ODIs and 2 4-day games on a month-long tour of the UK. The team will be captained by Nalandian. We'll come to that in a moment. Ravin De Silva. And quite a few promising young cricketers in the side from right round the country. So we wish the Sri Lankan Under-19 team all the very best on their tour of the UK.
A certainly very strong Under-19 team. Some good players like Vanuja Sahan Kumar of St. Peter's, who just got 100 in a big match against St. Joseph's. And some players like Midija Rampo, who did good at the World Cup. And straight away my eyes goes to the name called Dulaj Samudita, Rajapaksha Central College Veerakatia from Hambantota. The rest of them are from Colombo, Kandy, Mathura. And one boy is coming from Veerakatia. It's good to see even Dilshan Madhushankar, when he was found as a net bowler initially, was from Hungama, small town in Hambantota itself. So getting some players from outstation, from rural areas, always good to see. I'm pretty sure the scouts, the selectors will be keeping an eye on more talent coming through. And this is a great opportunity, playing in England. It's a hot summer. The pitches might be working in the Sri Lankans' favour. A slot by Dhananjay De Silva helped away towards fine leg for a boundary. This is not the good start what Dhananjay De Silva would be hoping for, standing in captain.
Yeah, just sliding down the leg side. And Bhanuka Rajapaksa just feasting on it. Gets a boundary. Already 10 runs in the over. The run rate's close to about 8.5. Last ball of the power players, 49 for 1. Nicely looped. Good fielding. 6 overs completed. The power play is done and dusted. 49 for 1.
A decent power play for the Reds, 49 for 1 after 6. Plenty of batting to come, as I mentioned before, for the team Reds. Winning the toss, as I said, we must be talking about 150, 160 fighting score. I'm sure Blues will be missing the service of the captain Charita Salanka, who's unwell.
Right, that's the confirmation that the power play is done and dusted. Umpire Lyndon Hannibal confirms by way of that signal. Now it's going to be Chamika Karunaratne coming on. So there'll be more breathing space for the fielding side, with the field being spread around. Karunaratne, best of 4 for 28. Like to have that economy under 8 runs and over. He's now more of a regular bowler. In the past, he would never bowl his full quota. He would come on and bowl a few overs, maybe an over or two. But now he's, with his bowling capabilities developing and progressing, he's been considered as someone who can come in and bowl in the middle overs. Starts off with a length delivery. Right, the power play has been good for the Reds. The only wicket of Lasith Cruz Pulle lost. But otherwise, Kusal Mendis has been in very good form.
Yeah, he's been superb. Anything short, he's been very strong on. That was a good delivery by Kasun Rajitha. Another outside edge. Luck favours the brave. This was clean ball. Lasith Cruz Pulle trying to go over the top of long on. Missing the ball by quite a distance. Ball swinging back in with a huge gap. Now, we were talking about the fast bowlers a couple of overs before. I think that's where Sri Lanka is rich, especially when it comes to the test area now. And the next assignment for Sri Lanka in test cricket is going to be up in New Zealand. That's where normally either 3 quicks or 4 quicks will be needed to play at least 5 or 6 fast bowlers in the squad. For the moment, yes, it's rich. It's all about being fit and keeping all the options open. As we see the crowds coming in, it's a weekend, coming with the family, the friends, having a good time, taking a close look at the next generation of Sri Lanka cricket as well as the present generation going after each other. So I reckon that's where I think we are rich, definitely. But how to maintain them, how to identify which bowler is going to play which format of the game. Dushman Shamir, Lairu Kumar, all these players are making a comeback into the attack. Dasitha Fernando, Kasun Rajitha is already there, as you mentioned. Then you've got Chamik Karunaratne, who could be used as a bowling all-rounder, especially test matches up in New Zealand, South Africa, Australia, all these conditions. So I think in that area, the test cricket for sure, even the batsmen, we do have enough batsmen. It's one bounce, Lairudara deep into cut doing the fielding, comparative wise. But when it comes to ODI, a T20 cricket, this is where I think it's very important to identify the shadow team, the second team going forward.
Yeah, one name that missed me was Dushmantha Shamira, the fast bowler. That's because he was not playing in this tournament, and of course Lairu Kumar also didn't play, but it's a name that is generally remembered. But Shamira is another one who has been brilliant with the white ball, but well, he hasn't had a hit here. He hasn't played here, so he will be playing straight away in the Asia Cup, hopefully. I'm not sure which side he was part of. If it's the Greens, then I think his chances are gone. But if it is one of these two teams, then there's a good possibility of him playing in the final.
What the news I heard was he's on a bowling program and he's building his bowling. Usually that's how it is when you fast bowler gets injured. The loading up of the bowling overs is something that the fast bowlers do. Beautiful shot by Banu Rajapaksha through extra cover. Unlucky, only finding the field at sweeper cover. Praveen Javikrama to end the 7th over. Reds 53 for 1. It's been a decent start for the Reds. Very strong bowling right up the Blues. So far only the 4 bowlers being used. Dilshad Madhusanka, very impressive. 18 runs in his 3 overs. Kasun Rajitha has a mixed bag. A couple of good deliveries went for boundary, a couple of bad deliveries went for boundary. Dhananjay De Silva was disappointing in his couple of overs, especially in the second one. Chamik Karunaratne started off well.
Right, we're going to see some leg spin in the form of Suminda Lakshan. Very different to Jeffrey Van der Sey. Van der Sey is a quicker, flatter kind of leg spinner who mixes it up, but Suminda Lakshan is a more orthodox type of leg spinner. Again, has a good mix in terms of the variety he brings into the table. But he's up against Bhanuka Rajapaksa. Now I won't be surprised if he starts off bowling his googlies and wrong-uns. He's got 3 men on the leg side boundary. Nobody saving one. 2 others on the offside. Starts off with the wrong-un and straight up to Sadira Samaravikrama, who takes the catch. Bhanuka Rajapaksa just looking to play the pull. It was a wrong-un. It bounced a little bit and he pays the price.
He was asking to be hit through the offside, not the leg side. He was turning away. Rajapaksa eyes lit up as soon as he saw his shot, wanting to place it probably between mid-on and, beg your pardon, long on and mid-wicket, and perishes. Gone for 14, Reds 53 for 2.
Kamidu Mendes now coming in at a time when they need a partnership. Good strike rate. Closing in on 50 games. .53 for 2 in the 8th over. Replacing another left-hander, Bhanuka Rajapaksa. Different player. Bhanuka Rajapaksa is a striker. Can hit the long ball, a blaster of bowling. Kamidu Mendes, very different. Someone who looks to build an innings, takes his time, but still can be pretty destructive.
I would like to see a slip fielder. That's why I think Dhananjay De Silva could be a bit proactive. Either Chamik Karunaratne or the short shot at cover point, or the short third fielder Sitara Gimman could be at the first slip, just putting some pressure. You never know, pressure can do to a player. That's what I'm talking about. A googly trying to go across the line. It's an easy single towards mid-wicket with a vacant mid-wicket area and pay the price. Turns away, nice flight, nice loop. And Suminda Lakshan, 2 in 2, 2 big ones. Rajapaksa and now Kamidu Mendes.
Again, tossed up, tipping. And that was the wrong one. That didn't turn much. He played across the line and paid the price, paid the penalty. Out for naught, 53 for 3. Walidu Hasaranga comes out to join Kusal Mendes. With his team in a spot of bother, 53 for 3. Wickets lost close to each other. The Hasaranga's strike rate is excellent, over 2,000 runs. Just 25 years. He's a capable batsman. But been identified more as a bowler. I don't think we give him enough credit as a batsman. He can really be useful. He can hit the long ball. He can be a quick scorer. He can look to attack the bowling. Look to take on the bowling, destroy bowling with his batting. But this is interesting. Suminda Lakshan's leg spin against Manidu Hasaranga, who also bowls leg spin. Slip in.
Near my
He's off the
Suminda.
mark.
Naturally aggressive player. He is here. Because Kamindu Mendes played all round it. Clean bowl by Sumit Lakshan.
මෙතන එකක් ගිය ගමන් හරි
Bit of
මචං මෙතන
Cardinal
එකක් ගිය
playing
ගමන් හරි
across.
තව.
Just had to get some bat. There was a huge gap between short square leg to long on. A straighter bat. Would have been some contact and would have been a single. On Kusal Mendes' game plan, I'm pretty sure he will want to play that anchor role. Bat deep, bat probably till the end if he can. And with Manidu Hasaranga, naturally aggressive player, what's the route he's going to take? That's a big question. And he's not going to bog down to the pressure, and he wouldn't like it if another leg spinner wants to get the limelight as well.
Well,
අසුමි
it's
අසුමි.
interesting to see what his
මේ ගම මචං මේ ගම මචං.
approach and response would be. At the moment, it's about seeing this over through. Sensible. They're running the first run hard. They'll want a second. I think they'll get the second. This is good running. Very good running. It's 4 runs in the over. 57 for 3. 8 overs completed.
අර දෙකෙන් එකක් මිඩ්ඩියට දාගෙන.
57 for 3, 8 overs completed. Wickets lost on 53, second and third wicket. That's not good for the Reds. Kusal Mendes 33 of 27. He slowed down a bit with those wickets lost. Now, let's take a look at the field. There are 3 men on the leg side boundary, third man and point. Mid-off saving 1. Just looking to bowl back of a length. That's understandable with mid-off inside the circle.
Playing it very late, Kusal Mendes waiting to the ball coming on, running it down to third man. Now Kusal Mendes got 25 runs off 12 balls, and since then he's really slowed down, especially with the wickets falling. And also the Blues tightening things up. They had a few loose overs at the start, but they came back very well.
It's a lovely sight, isn't it? Yar Premadasa lit up. Well, what is missing is a full house. The atmosphere is magnificent when you have a full house here. The crowd enjoying themselves, cheering their heroes along. The leg side just moved inside the line. I'm wondering whether he brushed the pad. Well, was it close to that leg stump? I think umpire Lyndon Hannibal thought long and hard. He got inside the line. Oh, very, very close, very close. Sometimes the umpires are tight on these calls, but that time, Hannibal not calling it.
Hasaranga was surprised. He was just asking the question, but tight call, as you said.
At the moment, it's a game of singles. They're not looking for those big boundaries. They're just looking to do it in singles, just trying to get into some position, some stable position, a stable foundation. The rate of scoring now under 7, that won't worry them at this stage. But it's about what they look to mount in the last 5 to 6 overs. pads. Got a lot of cover on the leg side. It's only another single. So far the over has been good. 4 balls, 1 dot and 3 singles.
Yeah, that's what I said, Roshan, that the Blues have really come back, especially after those 3 loose overs at the start. Kasun Rajitha went for 18 in the second over. But then, since then, the bowlers have come in. The bowl, Dhananjay De Silva really slowed things up when he came on. And Sumit Lakshan picking those 2 wickets. Short one from Chamika. It's been called wide. It's going over the head. So this is what he will try to do. This is what Chamika does. He mixes things up. He bowls something quick. He'll go back of the length. He'll try to bounce you. He'll bowl slow deliveries. He'll bowl cutters, but that's definitely a wide. The squalling umpire straight away stretching his arms out. This is a good battle between Karunaratne and Hasaranga. 2 very tough competitors. They really play their game very hard.
Right. Mid-off still inside the circle. 3 men on the leg side boundary. Driven nicely. Oh, well, he's lucky that he didn't go on with that shot mid-off inside the circle. Karunaratne going full and wide. Get the feeling that Vanithu Hasaranga missed out on more runs through that extra cover area.
Yes, he would be disappointed because the mid-off was inside the circle. There's a gap between mid-off and extra cover. But Kusal Mendes will hold the key now. They will want Kusal to bat deep, bat long.
Behind point, that will run away, I think. Good work in the deep, very good work in the deep. I hope he hasn't hurt himself. The fielder is down. I think it's Kasun Rajitha.
Ball, please.
Yes, he's clinging on to his left shoulder or left elbow. I hope it's not a dislocation. I hope it's nothing serious. But he just dived around and immediately he just did clutch onto that left shoulder or left elbow. Now he's been helped off the ground, just on his feet. Well, he's walking off. He doesn't seem to be all right, I think. Just take a look at what happened. He came around and he looked to try and just push it back into play. At that point he dives into the line, and this is the other angle, and what he does is he falls. Well, he seemed to be really jamming a lot on that left hand, the left shoulder. That seemed to be the problem.
I think that's what. It was not the arm that he stretched to stop the ball. It was the moment he was landing with the dive. You can see that left shoulder rubbing against or hitting the ground. That must have been the problem, but he's going off. This is not good for the Blues. More than that, it's not good for Sri Lanka because Kasun Rajitha has been in good form. He's been among the wickets, especially in the red ball format. He's looking good. So these are little things. Binura Fernando already out, most probably. Injured, not that been out, re-injured. So these are little concerns that Sri Lanka will have.
I think Binura is having just a hamstring scare. We don't know the extent. And this too, we are not sure of the extent of the damage. It's just that he seemed to land heavily on that left hand. And that appears to be the problem with that left shoulder. Anyway, let's hope that there'll be enough time for him to recover, Kasun Rajitha, if there is anything serious. Right, it's going to be the left arm spinner, Praveen Jayavikrama. Down the wicket. That's a big hit. Straight over the bowler's head. 6 to start the over.
What a welcome for Praveen Jayavikrama. I think Vanithu Hasaranga was well aware that Praveen Jayavikrama was going to bowl it slower. He gave it air, and Hasaranga getting underneath that one. That's a good hit. That's a clean hit. Now this is what Manundu Hasaranga can do.
Good start to the over.
Go run.
That's a good follow-up delivery from
Yeah,
Praveen
Mali, yeah, Mali.
Jayavikrama, pushing it a little bit through
Kakak
quicker.
macam kakak pasar dah mau
But take a look at this 6.
There you go. Coming down the track. He was well underneath that one. Watching it till the last minute. And then going through with the flow. Good hit from Manundu Hasaranga.
Ayu.
Jayavikrama's ploy
Go,
is to
Ravi.
try and fire the ball in. Made initially look to loop it. Was dealt quite severely
Come on, boys,
by
come on, boys.
Manundu Hasaranga, and now he's looking to push the ball through. It's not a bad ploy, just to try and keep things quiet.
As long as he can keep the length under control, then he will be okay. But the moment you fault on that length, it's going to be trouble for the bowler.
3 men on the leg side boundary for Kusal Mendis. Short and wide, played behind point. This is racing away to the boundary. This is a good over. That's a poor delivery from Praveen Jayavikrama. He's got a lot of protection on the leg side and he's expected to bowl straight, not to go wide. That was short and also wide.
And also pushed a little bit slower than the previous delivery. Gave time for Kusal Mendis to really push it into exactly where he wanted. He got that gap. It's not a big gap, but Kusal Mendis has been there and he's got the maximum of that. So this is good. 75 on the board. Kusal Mendis is looking at about 140, 150 at the toss.
That's better. That's a tighter delivery. That's more the line. You need to be wicket to wicket with this field. Got 5 on the off with 2 men on the long off and square boundary and 3 on the leg side. You can't afford to bowl short and wide here. That's better. That's better. We're pushing for a second. I think they'll come back for 2. This is brilliant running. This is really good running. But that wasn't a bad delivery. 13 off the over. 77 for 3.
Ajantaya.
77 for 3. 10 overs completed. Right, we're going to see more leg spin in the form of Suminda Lakshan.
Whoa.
He's got 2 wickets for 4 runs in his first over. Really caused that slide in the batting, but this partnership now 24 of 15. Hasaranga on strike. Goes for the slog sweep. Missing the-
Change of ends for Suminda Lakshan. He's another leg spinner who has been eyeing the radar of the selectors. He was in a couple of 1 or 2 tours. These are the wickets that he picked up out of Bhanuka Rajapaksa and then Mendes. He played all over that. He was beaten for the flight, Kamindu Mendes.
Ooh, bowling.
And went straight on. More like a top spin. Good thinking, good bowling. He might have expected Kusal Mendes to come down the track. Kusal Mendes adjusted in the final minute.
Bowling,
Nice
Malay.
Nice release as well. Control is good.
Come on, boys.
So
Come on,
far
boys.
it's looked impressive.
Another man who turns out for the army.
Too many army players. No wonder army is dominating domestic cricket. Well. Post off the back foot. Another couple. Oh, just a slight fumble allows the batsman to come back for 2. Yeah, there is a major Tisara Pereira. There is a major Dinesh Chandimal.
Kalamai.
We also have Mahesh Tikshana. We have
Sikuge
Prasanna,
Prasanna,
yeah.
Asrela Gunratna. Then we've got this young man.
Ashan Randika.
Oh my goodness. That's a pretty formidable team.
More than half the side, Roshan.
They'll give any good side a run for their money. Over number 11. Clever, very clever bowling. This is really good bowling. Now, I'm wondering whether Manidu Hasaranga is struggling himself. I hope he's all right. Sri Lanka could ill afford all that. You spoke about Fernando going off the field, Kasum Rajit off the field. Well, we'll come to that. 82 for 3.
So this is the Reds batting card. Kusal Mendes leading the way, unbeaten on 44. Cruz Pillay not been able to get a start today. Rajapaksa and Kamindu Mendes both been cleaned up by Suminda Lakshan. Arachige, Vellalage, Madhushankar. So they bat fairly deep. If this bat can be there for the next few overs, might be in for a big score.
Right, he's getting some attention to his thigh, or I'm wondering whether it's the hamstring. But Physio Ajanta is on the job, taping him up. So much of running repairs for the players these days. Lots of attention, especially with the Asia Cup about to happen around the corner about, say, 2 weeks from now. It's important that the Sri Lankan players are at their peak fitness. It's good to see a few people turning up to watch a domestic game. Supporters, maybe friends, relations, and pure cricketing fans.
Well, if you're somewhere around or close by, please try and make your way to the R. Premadasa Stadium.
They better be quick. Because this is the second game and we're already into the 11th over
Roshan,
of the first session.
I was going to tell about the final. I was saying that they need to come to see the final, which is on the 15th. Okay, the repair job is done. This is how the wickets fell. Cruz Pillay was the first to go. Cleaned up by Madhushankar, and then Bhanuka Rajapaksa misread that length from Suminda Lakshan. And Kamindu Mendes, he was lost at sea.
Yeah, it was completely done. That was beautifully done in the flight. Deceived. Played right across the line. That's what happened.
Hey.
Right. Praveen Jayavikrama went for 13 in the first over. He'll have to tighten things up a bit. Hasaranga just looking to blast it away and then just checking that shot, pushing it away. So single off the first ball.
So interesting to see what Jayavikrama is playing against Kusal Mendes, whether he'll try to fire it in or whether he'll want to slow it up.
He'll have to bowl straight with this field. That's not the length. That's not the length. It's punched in the gap. Good work in the deep. Very good work in the deep, I'll tell you. That's the substitute. Substitute for Kasum Rajit, again dragged down from Praveen Jayavikrama. And he was quite alive to where that open area is.
That's what Kusal Mendes has been doing. He's been very good to pick the gaps today. Whenever the loose ball is there, he's really done well.
He's on 46 now of 36 balls. Kusal Mendes playing a captain's hand here. Apesh, but in the gap. Only a single. Good anticipation in the deep. You could see that the fieldsman at long off moved quickly with Kusal Mendis looking to go in that direction. He's pretty fine there. But he moved around quickly. Just made sure it was only a single.
Good work down in the deep. But Kusal Mendis is doing things very easily, isn't he?
Come in,
47
boys.
of 37.
Inside out. Work in the deep for Chamika Karnaratta. He just can't cut it off. It's a boundary for Vanidu Hasaranga, who's now looking to deal in boundaries rather than running. Just moved inside the line. Clever shot. There you are. You could see how wide he gets and he opens up.
It's always on the card. Praveen Jayakumar going wide to the crease, trying to angle it in, trying to cramp Hasaranga for room. But he, as you said, made room for himself.
90 for 3. Asking the question. They think it's off the bat. What did it touch? Did it miss everything? If it missed everything, it has to be a wide. What happened there? It's worth taking a look. Did it touch anything or did it miss everything? Last ball of the over. A single of an inside edge. Right, 12 overs completed, 9 of the over, 91 for 3.
Asumi, kita gahanin. Kilin down.
Partnership 38
Wicket killing down,
for
na?
the 4th wicket.
Allah
He's a miss hit. He was lucky it wasn't a mid hit. Samarkon coming in to do the fielding. Suminder Lakshan picked up a couple of wickets in the first
Boys,
game.
come boys.
He's done so in this match too, with a couple in 1 over.
It's too full to be sock sweeping. Vanidu Hasaranga, who has played a bit of a counter-attacking knock. 23 of 17.
Aneh, macam. Sir, dah na.
Playing the anchor role, 47 of 37.
Umi.
Make it 48 of 38. 93 for 3. 8
Arah
overs to
dekat
go.
anda macam.
Kusal Mendis mentioned.
Come boys,
Score
come
score of
boys.
150 is the pass score in this pitch. I think that's a good score, especially considering that the bowling attack what Riz possess.
Made the dive. He's due with bat and ball both, Vanidu Hasaranga. The part of Kusal Mendis, 2 scores of 30, and this is a captain's knock.
And also Vanidu Hasaranga, that's great to see the commitment. Though it's not an international game. A senior pro like him showing how it's been done. To any youngster watching, that's how you play the game. Committed, passionate, putting the full effort as much as possible. Beautiful shot. Beautiful shot. It's a shot of the day for me from Kusal Mendis, which brings up his half century as well.
He's played a little gem of an innings. 3 wickets have fallen, but he's been rock solid. 7th boundary.
52 of 39 deliveries. Captain's knock, as you mentioned, Haritha. Very good to see. Taking the responsibility when the chips are down. And
Tadar daana,
3
tadar daana,
wickets,
kandu daana,
important
tadar
game.
daana
It's a
onne.
virtual semi-final for the Reds. They win this game, they're into the final. If they don't, Grays are in with a chance. Kugli there picked up pretty early.
This the SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League so far has been really competitive. Powered by Dafa News, co-sponsors Daraz and IPG Sports, beverage partner Elephant House.
See the commitment on the part of Kusal Mendis. Batted there very well. 100 on the board for the Reds. 13 completed, 101 for 3.
Partnership of 48 of 33 so far with these two senior pros, Kusal Mendis and Hasaranga. Hasaranga's contribution is 26, Kusal is 21. The last 30 balls, 44 runs. It's a bit of a counter-attack, especially by Vanadu Hasaranga. Hope Kasun Rajita's injury is not that bad. Somebody who has been bowling really well. Cannot afford to have one of your leading fast bowlers injured. Also seeing Bruno Fernando, the first game limping off. Hopefully it's not that serious, and those players can shy it away and will be available for selection come the Asia Cup.
Vanadu Hasaranga, 26 of 19. And the crowds have come in, appreciative crowd. More people should come in, watch the cricket. Well, the final is on Monday. Entrance free. Sri Lanka Cricket would welcome you. They would love to see you in their big numbers.
Samarakon from the Kitara main. Short third, cover point, short extra cover, short fine leg. All in the circle. Slow ball start with hammered through extra cover. The second lofted cover drive, 2 overs. The previous one against Suminda Lakshan, and this is even better considering it was against a fast bowler.
Right underneath it. It's his confidence and using his skill. He's in his elements.
What a talent Kusal Mendis. When he's in full form, full flow, he's someone I would love to pay and watch him bat. Entertains it, spin, pace, doesn't matter. In this mood, Malairu Samarakon playing his first game will do well to contain informed Kusal Mendis. That's good running again by Vanadu. A lot of strength and a lot of effort being put in by these two youngsters. This is a 50 package for Kusal Mendis. Started off really well. Tracked down by Kasun Raditha. This was asking for to be hit way outside the yaw stump. Smashed it. A bit lucky, a bit streaky there. This is a beautiful shot. Anything short, anything full of shot will go, and that for me is the shot of the day of Suminda Lakshan.
He's batted so well. It's nice to see that he's back in form. Lairu Samarkand on his part from Dharmaraja College, Kandy, and Sri Lanka under-19 cricketer. He's played a fair bit of club cricket. He's turning out for BRC this season.
Definitely a handy all-rounder. Calls for 2, Vanadu Hasaranga. Ashen Bandar, probably the best fielder in Sri Lanka. Not going to take a chance. These two experienced batsmen in the middle. Samarakon has been in the system for a very long time. Very hard hitter. Big hitter, I should say. Bowls a decent seam up. The thing is, he will enjoy this role, replacing Pramod Madhushan, who was reported unwell.
After conceding that first ball boundary, He's had the presence of mind to come back and keep the ball in line with the stumps. It's a learning curve, yes. Decent fielder too. Big unit. So good contest.
Yeah, good opportunity for him. I think this is where, as I said, these tournaments, which is organised by Sri Lanka Cricket, is very important for the cricketers like Lairu Samarakone. He's in the system, been spoken of. Come, play these games, get yourself highlighted by the good performances, raise some eyebrows, and you never know, your future might be sorted. I think that's where Sri Lanka Cricket should be applauded and commended for putting up this important tournament just before the Asia Cup and the World Cup.
Yeah, the 119 opening partnership between Kasun Vidura and Tanuka Dabare in the first game today speaks volumes and exemplifies what Maha just said. Loose shot from Vanidu Hasaranga. He survives that. 14 completed. Reds 108 for 3.
Samarakone 7 runs in that over. 55 is a partnership of 39 deliveries. Counter-attacking stuff by Vanidu Hasaranga especially. 27 or 21. Kusal Mendis more sedate, more confident, in control. Captain's knock so far. It's very important these two batsmen carries on this momentum at least till this 18th over if the Reds to be in the game and qualify for the semi-final against Blues on Monday.
So equal contribution from the two players in this 55-run partnership. You get the feeling that Vanidu Hasaranga has contributed more. That's because he's been more proactive. Just a difference of 3 balls between the two.
All Sri Lankan attack now. Praveen Jayavikrama, Kusal Mendis and Vanidu Hasaranga.
Shin Bandara quick across the turf.
Very quick Ashin Bandara. Just not quick enough. Shot to start with by Praveen Jayavikrama. Bowled really well in the first 2 games. I think in this game he's a little flatter. I think the straight away when Vanidu Hasaranga hit him down the ground for a 6, ever since then he's just firing it in. Not having the confidence of giving that loop, giving that air, how he bowled in the first couple of games. Shot again, in the gap. Looks like Dilshan Madhusanka at long on, doing the fielding, saving 2 runs for his team.
See, the difference now is that he's been hit for a couple of couples in this 15th over, first 2 deliveries. Can he come back with a dot ball?
Full this time. Correcting himself, Praveen Jayavikrama. 130 for 3. 5 overs to go. 5.3 to be exact. I think anything over 160 is a good score to defend, especially considering the fact the bowling attack what the Reds possess. Batting for Blues, they'll be missing their captain today for sure, Charita Salanka. There's a lot of responsibility on Dhananjay Silva, Sadira Samaravikrama, Lairu Dara. All these players to get a start. Ashin Bandara is saying, and a good opportunity for Sitara Imran, who's placing Charita Salanka.
A lot of people talk about Vanidu Hasaranga as the bowler, but during his school days, early days, he was the better bat. Had one player batting through the innings, that was Niroshan Dikwal of the Greens. Mendes is 75% there if he survives this delivery. What an important innings it has been.
A single to end the over. 15 gone, Reds 116 for 3.
මාරු වෙන්න ළඟ තැන් වලට යන්න. ඉලි ළඟ තැන් වලට යමන් දැන් මූව රේනන් එච්චි. ඔබ බලන්න මෙතෙන්ට.
38 balls for the first 50, 40 for the second one.
ඒ ළඟ තැන් වලට මාරු වෙන්න.
These two batsmen stay at the crease in the next 2-3 overs.
ළඟ තැන් වලට මාරු වෙන්න.
Third will be much lesser. Balls wise.
එන් එද්දි ඔබ බලන්න මෙහෙට. අර රේනන් ආයෙ මෙහෙට.
They can make 50 runs in the next 5 overs.
අනගෙන එයි.
That would be it. Started with a beauty. Wanidhu Hasaranga at his best.
It was asking to be hit it all right. It was flat for a moment. Wanidhu thought he would have hold on to deep mid wicket fielder. Yeah, looking at it very closely, but the timing was perfect, and also the deep mid wicket fielder was about 10 feet in front and didn't help it either. But even though the deep mid wicket fielder was at the boundary rope, it would have easily cleared him. Good start for the over.
දාන්න. ඔව්.
What happened? Well
Dana,
fielded. That was Lahir Udara.
අරක ඉන්නවනේ පල්ල.
Yeah, almost Wanidhu and Kusal Mendis shook hands each other.
බබා.
A rare miscommunication among these two great friends. Flighted way outside the off stump. Slowing it down, young Suminder.
Next 3 deliveries. Will they want to just see him off? No, attack him. Kusal Mendis has been very measured in his run scoring.
අලයි කලමයි. නාතකන්. සුමින්ද.
The highest individual scorer has been Tikwala, 76 not out. He's now 66, Kusal Mendis.
The question is
එතනට ගහන්න ඉන්නේ
sort of the
කෙලින්
score
දාපු.
the Reds would be happy about. Still some decent batting to come. You got Dunit Vellalage, the young man. San Arachige was a very good player against spin bowling as well as fast bowling, a hitter on his day. And he plays the corner situations. And Lairu Madhusanka, probably the more aggressive player among all the names that I mentioned, still in the hut.
Just saw Suminder Lakshan off end of 16. Reds are 3 down for 126.
In last 5 overs, 44 runs been made, going very strongly, just under 9 runs. Kusal Mendis 67 off 50, Wanidhu Hasaranga 37 off 27, steadying the ship for the Reds, trying to get a decent score to defend. It is all-important game, virtual semi-finals for the Reds. They win it, they're through to the finals to be played on Monday against the Blues. In case if the Reds loses, and that's where the net run rate comes in, either Grace or the Reds will meet the Blues on Monday.
Well, the Reds are in a very good position, Maha. 126 for 3, 73 or 51, 24 balls remaining. And they got a huge opportunity to try and make something reasonable. 165, 170, you think? 24 balls. You think 40 runs? 50 runs in the last 24 balls. Let's see. Wickets are the key. Starts off with a short delivery. Good fielding, only a single. But this is an interesting stage. I say that because you have two set batsmen. Perfect. Perfect to launch. Perfect to try and play a few shots. .127 for 3.
Shot. Huge six over mid-wicket. Vanindu Hasaranga. That was there to be hit. The length was there. And this time, Vanindu Hasaranga, the second six against Praveen Jayavikrama. Take a look at this. Good hit position. And right in front of mid-wicket. Praveen Jayavikrama giving the pace, going it quicker, flatter. And Hasaranga, the form is in. Just dispatches it with ease.
.133 for 3. Gives himself room, hits it away on the offside. It will race away to the boundary. It does. This is brilliant batting by Vanindu Hasaranga. He is moving along quickly. 47 of 29. Just rocking back, giving himself room and hitting it square of the wicket.
Come the man. This is called Vanindu Hasaranga at his best. The team needed him badly and comes and delivers. And straight away came into bat when the turrets were in trouble. Made sure he steadied the ship. And now enjoying everything. It's another good shot. What I don't enjoy watching Roshan is that Vanindu Hasaranga is not that comfortable running between it as well. I hope it's not anything serious.
I hope so. 48 of 30. Goes for the sweep and gets it down towards square leg. Another single. They've got 13 runs in the over.
This is what I'm talking about, Roshan. Hopefully it's nothing big. It's just probably a cramp, a tightness. Don't want any more injuries. It's what we have seen today.
Last ball of the over. Just working it behind square leg. They'll be happy with singles. Another big over, 14 runs off it. We are into the last 3. It's 140 for 3.
Partnership of 87 of 57 so far among these two senior pros for Sri Lanka, Vanindu Hasaranga and Kusal Mendis. Batting to follow Arachige, Vellalage, Madhusanka, the 3 all-rounders. Then the bowlers. Patirana.
Well, the Reds will want something big, isn't it, in terms of a score, because the Blues are a strong side. And even if this game is lost, I don't think they want to lose it with a big margin, because it's the net run rate that will eventually count in the event the Reds lose this game. Hasaranga on strike. Good start to the over. Straighter, fuller delivery. Now with Chamika Karnaratna bowling from the far end. He's got 3 men on the leg side, as he always does. Long on, mid-wicket and square leg. Nobody saving one on the leg side, but a long off and a deep point. So he'll have to be straight. Just can't afford to go wide of the off stump. So wicket to wicket length here on the That's only a single. Vanidu Hasaranga gets his 50 of just 33 balls. And he's batted brilliantly. He's taken the bowlers on. And he's displayed his full repertoire of strokes.
He delivered when it mattered the most. The team wanted him badly. Came at number 5. Counter-attacked, steadied the ship. And now the Reds are flying. 141 for 3. Mainly thanks to this man on screen. That was a neatly played as well.
Sal Mendes now on strike. Oh, lucky. Lucky. Lucky on a few counts. He could have been bowled. And had he connected with short fine leg in, he could have got a boundary.
Right option. With the fine leg in. But, beg your pardon, Kusal Mendes played this stroke really well. I've seen him does it before. Taking the right direction, but in the end the execution was not good enough. The slow ball this time. This is what Chamik Karunatha brings in. The plenty of experience bowling in this kind of pressure situations.
Just 2 runs of 4 balls. This is a great comeback for over number 18, considering that the 17th over went for a few. Right, 2 balls to go in the over. Can they finish it big? That's the question. With Hasaranga on strike. Oh, goes over cover. Goes over cover. It's 6. Short and wide. He was moving across the crease. And Chamika Karunaratne provided the width.
And not a good delivery by Chamika. It had width, it had the length, and ask him to be hit. And then timing, placement, distance, spot on by Vanidu. Take a look at that for a 6. Behind cover point, straight away under pressure.
Well, good comeback, very good comeback by the batsman after 2 dot balls and 2 singles of the first 4. Well, they want to finish strong here. The Reds, 148 for 3. Push down the ground, they run the first run hard. They'll be happy with 1. 9 of the over. 2 overs to go. The Reds are 149 for 3.
Just 1 bad delivery went for a 6 in that over by Chamika Karunaratne. Last 30 balls, 48 runs. Moment, the run rate is 8.28. Plenty of bowlers being used. Unfortunately, Kasun Rajitha only could deliver 1 over. The injury is sustained. Dilshan Madhusanka probably will finish off with 1 more over. And Chamik Karunaratne will probably be the other. Suminder and Praveen Jayavikrama slightly on the expensive side, especially Jayavikrama. 44 in his 4 overs.
Right, big test for this young man, Lahiru Madhushanka. Bowling in the death, he's bringing mid-off into the circle. He's pushing the long on out. 2 others on the leg side boundary. Man square on the wicket on the offside boundary. 3rd man as well. Hasaranga on strike. What will be the length? You reckon he'll go full or he'll look to bowl short? Let's see. Finds the man at mid-off, that time going full. His stock delivery is the one that he brings into the right-hander. He goes full and swings it in.
If he's going to bowl the full length, I don't like the feel. It has to be the mid-off back. This was Vanidu Hasaranga's innings. Beautiful 2 shots against Praveen Jayavikrama, inside out. And before that it was a 6 going down the ground. Suminder Lakshan shot, asking to be hit, and this went a mile. Back live. A slower delivery again by Dilshan Madhusanka. Playing with fire with having mid-off up, especially against Vanidu, who's quite good at going through extra cover and mid-off. Ideally, I'd like to see either the square leg up and bowl outside the off-stump Yorker with the angle what Dilshan Madhusanka can create going across the right-hander. That's a good option to have. But at the moment, trusting with that square leg back and long up at mid-off.
Short ball, 6. Kusal Mendes getting into the act. 7 of the first 3 balls, dragged it down. Dilshan Madhushankar and Kusal Mendes giving it the treatment.
Yeah, poor ball. It was a slow ball, asking to be hit. The ball is skidding on nicely. Kusal Mendes waiting for it and hammers it over square leg. This is where the experience comes in. The young man has to be spoken, unfortunately. Chamik Karunaratne is not to be seen anywhere closer. Kasun Rajita is not there to have a chat as well. This is a good bouncer. Just evading Sadir Samara Vikrama, the wicket keeper. Surprise, Kusal Mendes is a good bouncer. Skiddy, quick, right at the money.
Yeah, it rushed him, didn't he? Really rushed Kusal Mendes with a quick one. It was on to him far quicker, far earlier. Look at this. Look at this. It was on to him quick. Kusal Mendes was not through with the shot. This is good pace. Really good hit from the young man. 4 balls, 8 runs. 2 to go in the over. Wanidhu Hasaranga on strike. What will he do? Well bowled. Very well bowled. Going full and wide. Wanidhu Hasaranga walking across. Just trying to put him off. Appears to be complaining that his gloves are sweaty.
Trying to give himself some room to go through mid-off or extra cover. But for me, Roshan, the bouncer 2 deliveries before did make Wanidhu those movements. Wasn't sure what's going to come. And this is the doubt a good bouncer can make to any batsman. Even though you have scored a 50, that doubt will create the good delivery which he bowled 2 deliveries before.
Last ball off his spell. Saranga on strike. Slams it over extra cover. That's 4. Finishes the over in style. 12 of the over. The Reds have 1 over to go. 161 for 3.
Well, not so smart bowling the last one. Having mid-off and extra cover up. We mentioned before, you cannot give any width to Wanidhu Hasaranga. Is very strong through the offside. Ideally, a mid-off back bowling outside the off-stump Yorker. This would have been the way forward, but unfortunately, Dilshan Madhushankar will only learn the hard way.
Well, possibly the best partnership, best batting of the tournament so far. 108 of 69. Last over of the innings. Chamika Karunaratne. What happens here? Well, umpire Deepak Gunawardhan is stopping him, surprisingly. The last 5 overs, interestingly, 53 runs. So that tells you that the Reds have been merciless. They've been going at 10 runs and over. 6 balls to go in the innings. Starts off with a slower, looping half volley. Only a single. He looked to take a lot of pace off the ball. He looked to mix it up, Chamika Karunaratne. He's developing a lot on the lines of being a skillful bowler.
Definitely, I think Chamika Karunaratne has come a long way ever since he started playing international cricket. He has learnt the art of bowling death overs very soon. And he'll be tested. 2 batsmen who have settled in very nicely, very experienced. What's it going to be?
Another slow one. How far has that gone? Far enough. Clears the boundary. It's raining sixers when Wanidhu Hasaranga is on strike. slammed it. 6 number 5.
I picked a slow delivery pretty early, waited for it and went through the line. The good thing about that stroke, it didn't try to go against the turn. That was a leg cutter. It did grip a little. Short enough, waited for it, good head position. And bang, it went.
That has to be a wide. That has to be a wide. It is. So Karunaratne just straying down the leg side here. 8 of the first 2 deliveries, single, 6 and a wide. He's got to bowl 4 deliveries here. What do you reckon, Maha? 180, you think? 11 of 4?
Definitely it's on the cards with the rate Vanidhu Hasaranga is going.
Let's see. Well bowled. This is a much better delivery that followed the right-hander. Just a single, so it's a good comeback by Chamika Karunaratne. Seeing Vanidhu Hasaranga give himself a bit of room, loves to go through the offside. He was aiming to go over extra cover because that area is open, point and long off. Karunaratne was very good. He pushed it back into the right-hander. Kusal Mendis on strike. 3 balls to go. Is that 6? 4. 1 bounce. Kusal Mendis picking the gap.
Yeah, missed the Yorker by 6 inches. And a player of Kusal Mendes' caliber, he is going to pounce in on it. Short bat lift, went through the line. As I said, just a 6 inches, matter of 6 inches. And that's how this game could be cruel to the fast bowlers who are bowling the death.
Well, the margin has been just 6 inches, but look at the result. 2 balls to go, 174 for 3. Kusal Mendis, short delivery. Oh, the ramp! Clever. 4. Banged it short. Kusal Mendis playing the ramp. And he is moving along quite quickly. He is now 86, 1 ball to go. 178.
A good presence of mind. Saw it short. Knew beg your pardon, third man and fine leg was up. Just helped on its way. It's a nice shot. Class written all over it.
Well, the last ball. Oh, this is high, but should be taken in the deep. It is. Good catch. Excellent catch. I think that's Lahiru Samarakon diving forward. But it's a very strong first innings score by the Reds. 178 for 4. Miscuing it. Pace of the ball. Lahiru Samarakon for a moment misjudged it and eventually taking a very good catch.
Never easy. Running forward under lights. But saying that, I think Kusal Mendis did the job more than that. Brilliant knock. Captain's knock. 86 of 60. Ably supported by the all-rounder Vanidhu Hasaranga. 69 of 41. Made sure Red scored a competitive 178 for 4.
They'll be pleased with the effort, the Reds. Kusal Mendis in particular and Vanidhu Hasaranga batted absolutely brilliantly. 125 of 75. Well, they'll have a lot of work to do. The Blues, when they come out to bat, they'll have to chase at around 9 runs and over. Take a look at this scorecard. Cruz pulled out cheaply. Rajapaksa and Kamidhu Mendis dismissed in the same over. And then no joy until the last ball of the innings. Kusal Mendis 86 of 60 and Hasaranga 69 of 41.
Bowling for the Blues. Dilshan Madhusankar started really well. An expensive last over. Rajitha unfortunately got injured. Dhananjay De Silva just bowled the 2 overs. Karunaratne went for plenty in the last over. Suminda Lakshan was very impressive. 2 for 29 of his 4. Jai Vikrama expensive again. 44 of 4 overs. Samarakon just giving away 7 runs in his 1 over. 178 for 4.
Right, it's plenty to look at that innings. with the Reds really getting their act together after those 3 quick wickets. The familiar opening partnership, but this time it was Kusal Mendis who started to move quickly. He was a bit lucky earlier on against Kasun Rajitha, but Lasit Cruz Pulle done by a delivery that swung back at pace. Manuka Rajapaksa announced himself with a few sweep shots. And also runs behind square leg before this happened. Good catch. Judged well by the wicketkeeper. And then it was the turn of Mendis, played across the line. 3 wickets down for the Reds and they weren't looking good.
Manadu Hasaranga announced himself with that massive 6. This was a good shot, inside out against the left arm spinner. Placement was key, got the spot on. Shot of the day for me. Beautiful, nice pose, beautiful head position, keeping his arc as well. It's a shot, asked to be hit flat, 6 over mid wicket. This was massive. That probably would have ended up with 90 meters. That was a 50 moment for Manadu Hasaranga. With a counter-attacking knock, a timely knock, I should say. This was a cute shot. Pace was offered, pounced on it. This was massive as well. Slow ball into the pitch. Kusal Mendis anticipating it, got it, dispatched it. Another beautiful shot. Slow ball into the pitch, keeping his shape. Manadu Hasaranga going over long off. And this was a boundary. He's missing out. And this was the last delivery. Samarako holding on to a brilliant catch to end Kusal Mendis' knock.
Right, so 178 for 4, which means the Blues will have to chase at a near 9 runs and over at 8.95 to be precise, as they chase 179 to remain unbeaten in the tournament. Myself and Kosa. Very good evening and a welcome to the R. Premadasa Stadium. We are live for the second half of this match between SLC Blues and SLC Reds in this SLC Invitational tournament. And this is the look at the batting card. SLC Sky Exchange Invitational Tournament, 178 for 4 SLC Reds with contributions from Kusal Mendis, the captain, making 86, and Vanidu Hasaranga 69.
This is the Blues bowling. 2 wickets for Suminder Lakshan, especially in Mano. He looked the best out of the lot. Dhananjay De Silva had 2 good overs. Wicket for Madhushankar. But apart from that, Rajitha, Javikrama proving to be expensive.
Right, so it's almost a near 9-run target is what is required for the Blues to try and win this game. And they are depleted, don't forget. Charita Salanka, their captain, not available. And the 2 umpires, Lyndon Hannibal and also Deepal Gunawardena. Well, Deepal Gunawardena from the Law Enforcement Authority. Very proud from the police force. And of course, Lyndon Hannibal, now very much a professional umpire.
Roshan, you were talking about too many cricketers from the army playing in this tournament. We have a lot of umpires from the police.
I don't mind that. They'll enforce the law well. Yes, that's true. Certainly Ravindra Vimalasiri and Deepal Gunawardena, 2 umpires who have made the grade from the police. At this level, plenty of other umpires in the first class system as well. Now the familiar huddle, you know that this is something new that has happened. The huddle happens outside the ground or outside the dressing room and not in the dressing room. Formerly teams would have their team talk in the dressing room and they would walk out. But now it's just outside or just outside the boundary line.
Also, Roshan, they also sometimes have it near the dugout or something like that before getting on to the ground. This is something new that happens. Well, wonder what they really talk during those times.
Well, it's a motivational thing, I think. It's just pumping themselves up a bit and just reminding them that, you know, the basic things that one needs to do, a bit of motivation. And the team talk, the last few words of advice from the captain. That's what they need. 179, which is almost 9 runs per over. So Sadira Samaravikram and Lahiru Udara, 2 wicket keepers. I think it's Sitara Gimhana and not Sadira Samaravikram and Lahiru Udara. Yeah, it's Sitara. I think it's Sitara Gimhana. He doesn't have a number on his t-shirt.
So this is Lahiru Udara. 129 is his strike rate. It's 802 runs.
Right, Sitara Gimana is the batsman on strike. Plays for the Saracens, I think, wicket keeper. And he will face the off-spin cutters, mystery bowling of Mahesh Deekshana.
These days, Roshan, these players, they just keep changing their clubs. So it's really hard to keep track of it, isn't it?
Well, no,
I don't know about some, but you see,
no,
keep
actually, I don't think it happens as regularly as you say. But there are a few players that keep moving around. It's a professionals game, and we come to that. Deekshana starts off with a slip. Let's not forget that that's their profession, and a cricketer's lifespan is limited, so they got to make the most of it. But of course, I believe in loyalty. I'm a strong believer in loyalty. and being grateful. Gone is he, off the edge. Sithara Gimana goes. That ball from round the wicket turned and bounced a bit. Looked to come down the pitch, looked to play it across the line and found the outside edge. A fairly simple chance to slip.
There you go. Good catch by Kusal Mendes at first slip. Now there's something different we're seeing. We see Bhanuka Rajapaksa donning the gloves.
It's interesting. I never knew Bhanuka Rajapaksa to be a wicket keeper, but
Kept in the IPL.
well, he's showing us his capabilities. Can be a stopgap, but he's gone for naught. It's not for one. Right, Sadira Samaravikrama batting at 3. He opened the batting. Strike rate of 119, 70 games, 26 years. Player with tremendous potential, unfulfilled potential. Someone I remember when he made his debut against Pakistan, I think in the UAE, he looked so good but never able to convert it into something big. But I feel that he still has an opportunity to contribute. He's on strike. Slip in. Bhanuka Rajapaksa, the wicket keeper. Hint of movement. Just a bit of drift or swing, whatever way you like to call it. From Mahesh Deekshana, who's very good with it. He tends to do that with a newish ball.
Well, I would put it down to a little bit of in swing more than a drift, Roshan. It really came in like I don't know how whether he flicked it or whether he rolled his fingers around it. As you said, mystery bowler.
No, I think because he's bowling an off break, because he bowls spin, I would want to call it drift really rather than swing. Again, you could see that just a little bit of inward movement. This is clever. Another look at this wicket. Just sufficient turn, not a great deal of turn, just a little bit. Turned him up, turned it and squared him on. Oh, that drift again. This is clever. This is very good bowling by Mahesh Deekshana. Yeah, that I think is... I'm not sure whether it was the off break or the mystery one that he flicks. Again, you see they run that first run hard, only a single. Very good first over from Mahesh Deekshana. 2 for 1.
Number 78. Right arm over. චුට්ටක් වැඩි උනායි මැද්දේ තියෙන. Yeah, okay, send.
Right, Asita Fernando, another impressive performer. Well, his economy rate is high, but as a cricketer, wholehearted. An absolute fine in terms of a fast bowling prospect.
Asita Fernando. How good he's been in the recent with his form.
Right, let's see. Now we are looking at that drift. my point, what I'm trying to pick up here is, was he bowling the off break or was he flicking the ball? Now it's a little bit difficult to try and pick it from that angle, but my feeling is it was the flick. He was flicking the ball, and that's the reason that he gets that drift in. Because it has to be some... I'm not sure whether the off break drifts like that with the newish ball.
One thing I can tell you, Roshan, if you roll your fingers, it won't drift like that. I'm 100% sure of that. So it will have to be a flick or just something pushed with the fingers. So do something different from, maybe from the palm or whatever, how he does it.
Yeah, it has to be maybe a seam bowler's kind of release. So sad that we don't have Avis Maharoof here sitting with us. He would have been able to give a better explanation, but it looked like it was more like a flick. So 3 for 1 at the moment, slip in. Fernando is someone who really hits the deck hard, gets a lot of bounce and pace, rushes the batsman. Not a bad crowd for a Saturday watching a domestic game. Lahirudar out strike, gives himself room just over mid-on. That will run away to the boundary. Just backed away a little bit. Asita Fernando followed him. But Lahirudar had the presence of mind to go over mid-on.
Well, there you go. Lahirudara coming down the track. His intention was to go over mid-off, but then he adjusted very well. That was important because he's come down the track. Asita Fernando followed him. Take a look at that. But then he gave adjusting. The turn of the bat, the wrist position was good. Very flexibly done.
Skiddy fast bowler Asita Fernando comes on to you quicker. Short ball for 1 bounce. He was more like a ballet dancer there, Lahirudara. Almost on one leg. Just sliding down the leg side a bit. Swinging it away. Beautiful pose.
Well, Lahirudara is another batsman who's got tons of runs in the domestic circuit. And again, not been able to take the opportunity. Well, that will run away. So this is good from Lahirudara. Asita Fernando, that was gone for leg byes. But the Blues will take it. 16 for 1.
Another look, just sliding down the leg side of the pad. Just a glance going off the pad. And this outfield is quick, it gives you value for money.
Inland leg. यहाँ तो मैं कर लूँ ने कबेला
Back in the side, Dunit Vellalage played the first game, then didn't play the next game with Prabhat Jayasuriya being preferred, and now Dunit Vellalage back in to this crucial game for the Reds. Young man, early days in his career, thought of very highly by knowledgeable critics, knowledgeable cricketing personalities.
Starts
off with a nicely looped delivery.
What I like about young Velalage is that how he adapts to the situation, how he's adapted to the big game, especially when he played that 50-over games against the Australians. How he and he even Dasun Shanaka had the confidence to come and get him to bowl during the death over. So and how he adapted, I thought it's wonderful for a young man.
It's about maturity, isn't it? You speak about adapting. I believe it's a lot to do with one's maturity because he's just 18 or 19. He'll be under tremendous pressure. Not here, but when he played at international level, up against the likes of Stark and Cummins and some big names, and bowling against some top players. It's not easy. Any cricketer making it or any cricketer in his early stages, talk to them, they'll tell you. But Dunit Velalage didn't look ruffled at all. He would have had butterflies within him, but he never showed it. Just inside out, just a chip over extra cover. That will run away to the boundary. This is Lairu Dara. Nicely done. See, what impressed me as far as Velalage was more than his contribution. The ball or bat, he didn't really set the world on fire with either wickets or runs. It's the way he played. It's the way he adjusted, as you said, or adapted, the way he absorbed the pressure. And that, I think, is priceless. Quick single. Good running.
Especially when you're coming and especially playing against a team like Australia, it's never easy. They're so professional cricketers, and hats off to the young man. Quick run. Running with the shot. That one came back. That's by surprise. It's the end of the third over. 23 for 1. So Sitara Gimhan, the batsman, dismissed. Udar and Sadira need to set themselves up for that big chase. Bandara, Disila Karnaratna, Suminda, they can bat. They bat a little bit deep.
Samarakon should be batting ahead of number. I don't think he's batting at number 11. He should bat higher. He's a much better player than a number 11 player. He could bat at 7 or 8. Lairu Samarakon is a big hitter of the ball. Right, this is Matisha Patirana. Sadira Samaravikrama gets a boundary, short and wide. That stood up. And Samaravikrama was onto it, pouncing on it. Gets a boundary.
Not the best of starts for Matisha Patirana. Short outside the off stump. Little margin for error. Well placed by Sadira Samaravikrama. Just shows the indication how talented he is, isn't it? Very quick to pounce on it. There's not much of a gap, but to get into the gap, these are good cricketing shots. Draven, beautifully done. This is Sadira Samaravikrama at his best. He didn't try to hit it too hard. He used the pace of the bowler. And the placement again was fantastic.
The sound confirmed it. Well, in case you heard the sound where the willow was hit by leather, the timing was perfect. It was off the sweet spot. He didn't have to run. It was in the gap. The timing was perfect. Lovely stride out and driving it on the up. This an unnecessary stroke, just slashing it. He was lucky. An under edge could have carried through to the keeper. Anuka Rajapaksa so far is unnoticed. Now that's a good sign for a wicket keeper. If you don't notice the wicket keeper, he's doing a good job. He's not been tested so much, but whatever that has come to him, he's grabbed it quite well. He's He's got a man on the backward point boundary, knowing that Sadira Samarwikma likes to go aerial. That was short and wide. He was going for it. Pretty unfortunate he didn't connect it. But in a way, a mistimed shot would have gone down to the man at third man.
I thought also, Roshan, the ball kept a little bit lower than what Sadira Samarwikma expected. The previous one.
Running the first run hard, just working it on his badge, only a single. So far, they've got 9 runs in the over. This is the last ball of the 4th.
So Lahiru Udara, let's see how we can get above with. So they got off to a decent start, 32. We're into over number 4, going at 8 runs and over.
Requirement is now little over 9, but that's not a worry at this stage. Lahiru Udara on strike. Straight to the man at point. That concludes the 4th. It's 32 for 1.
Adila inna. Leg.
So this the last of the round robin matches, the 6th game between Blues and the Reds. Sri Lanka Cricket Sky Exchange Invitational T20 Championship.
Ekai.
Quite tough,
Bola. Ayo pin.
Sitaragimhan Yenige was out. First over. Mahesh Tikshana was the successful bowler, picked up by Kusal Mendis, who is now running into mid-wicket. Is not keeping.
Giving some room there. Lahiru Udara, Mahesh Tikshana giving some room as well. Hammered it very strong through the offside, especially square of the wicket. And this is exactly what the Blues needed, responding to that huge score of 178.
Very well struck. Made room for himself. Making room is one thing, but placing it and timing that stroke is another.
Much better. I spoke to the station during the pitch report. Back of the length with the new ball. I think this is the ideal length what he mentioned. Not giving anything to be drive. The driving area, beg your pardon. Pitching it shorter, letting it skidding in. He's mastered that art pretty well. Tell you what, Haritha, that looks very close. That's flick again. Movement into the batsman. Interesting replay coming up. The Indian animal saying no, but I'll have other ideas.
Really close. That he's getting through his over very well, very quickly. Pressure.
It's a good over so far. Just 5 runs given away. Mahesh Tikshana.
Bola.
Smart batting. Not taking any risk against Mahesh Tikshana. 38 for 1 after 5. 179 is the winning target for the Blues. It's a virtual semi-final, especially for the Reds. In case if they win, it's a Blues against Reds again, the final on Monday. It's at 7:30 of this Sri Lanka Cricket Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League, powered by Dafa News. Title sponsor is Sky Exchange, powered by Dafa News. Co-sponsors Daraz and IPG Sports. Beverage partner Elephant House.
Lairu Madhushanka, best of 4 for 15. 53 wickets, 69 matches, a lot of cricket. Oh, Vanige Vasaranka batted so well. He's fielding well too. He's been at extra cover, he's been at cover point.
This helped W. Very lucky there. Maybe the glove before hitting the pad, that would have been a doubt that Lyndon Hannibal would have had it in his mind. But if there's no glove, Haritha, I'll tell you what, that looked very, very close.
Oh, he went right underneath it. Height, distance, 4.
Smart shot straight away, giving some room. Lairu Madhushanka getting some movement away from the right-hander. Everyone in the field, on the offside, in the ring. Last over in the power play. Right option taken by Lairu Dara. Aerial, but very safe.
Product of St. Thomas's Mathale, Lairu Madhushanka. He's come through the system. Sri Lanka under 19, Sri Lanka under 23, Sri Lanka A, Sri Lanka. Another beautifully timed shot. Gunit Vellalage looks like.
Indeed, it's young Vellalage sprinting across towards mid-wicket, saving 2 runs for his team. Overcompensating this time, Lairu Madhushanka. Previous one fuller, this one dragging down his length. I mean, Lairu Dara is a good player. Very good first-class record. Picks up the length very easy and pounds it towards mid-wicket for a couple of runs.
Huge total, 179 to chase. They make it, it would be the highest team total in the round robin stage. 4. Another loose delivery given the works.
It's just what the Blues wanted to end the power play. Another slower delivery helped on its way by Lairu Dara. Not so good bowling, but very smart batting.
They need the top order to fire if they are going to make a worthwhile chase to this high total. Into the gap, 4 more.
What an over for the Blues. First over, Lairu Madhushanka already 14 runs. Just what the doctor ordered for the Blues. Lairu Dara throwing his full repertoire, full this time, but a beautiful shot, nice hands, going through the line. The timing, placement, excellent.
Brilliant cricket this. Lairu Dara, product of St. John's Nugegoda, plays for NCC. Won't find the boundary, but that's good enough to end the power play. Blues confident, 53 for 1.
Yeah, big over for the Blues. 15 runs in that over of Lairu Madhushanka. 53 for 1 after 6. Nicely in the race of chasing down of 179. After the power play, Reds were 49 for 1. Blues, nothing big difference, 53 for 1, just a 4 runs difference. But the difference is going to be now, Haritha, is the leg spin of Vanidhu Hasaranga going to come in. Those 4 overs will determine who's going to win this game and who's going to lose.
Sit back. Mania. Hey.
He's not been successful in the first 2 games. He's just picked up 1 wicket as a bowler, but today he was magnificent.
Okay.
Scored a half century, remained unbeaten, and then was involved in that highest partnership. That's the second stage of play indicated by Lyndon Hannibal after the power play. 5 for 18 his best. Economy rate under 7, very good. 293 wickets after playing 213 T20 games.
A tremendous record, and also still consider him as very young yet in international cricket. Long way to go. So far he has had a brilliant career. International, domestic, league cricket, you name it.
Trailblazer. Played to his strength in his batting capability today. Lucky. Inside edge, all right.
It's 2 runs straight away. Vanidhu Hasaranga showing the threat that the Blues had to counter.
Kusal Mendis, highest scorer in this tournament so far, 86. He went past Ruchan Dikpalla, who had made 76 not out. Too far down.
Polite inquiry by Vanidhu Hasaranga. Definitely way far. And maybe hitting outside the off stump as well.
Easy.
The run chase of this magnitude, almost 9 and over. You have 8 overs to be bowled by Mahesh Deekshana and Vanidhu Hasaranga. You must be very good to get anywhere close to it.
The likes of Chamika Karunaratne, Dhananjay Silva, and the 2 batsmen in the middle now, Larudara and Sadir Samaravikraman, got to do the bulk of the scoring. And to set up that run chase, I think these 2 batsmen have to play out of their skin. For the rest of the batters to come out there to play their natural game.
Yeah, Kusal Mendis batting through the inning, but not carrying his bat throughout last ball of the inning.
Small drop kick over Vanidhu Hasaranga itself. It's interesting comparison between the 2 batsmen. Sadir Samarekram, for me, after the power play, looks to got the singles, keep the run scoreboard busy, and Larudara will be the player to take the odd risk to keep up with the run rate required. Looks very close, Lyndon Hannibal, the stored red winger goes up, a googly full. Larudara trying to work it toward mid-wicket, missed it completely, and it looked plumb in front.
Brilliant stuff. Lot of air that deceived the batter. He's trying to play it on the front foot. See the jubilation. He knew the moment it hit the pad that was a worthy shout. 35 off 25. For the brief period he was there, he looked good. 59 for 2 Blues after 7. skipper for this game in place of Sikh Charita Salanka. Dhananjay De Silva, 126 strike rate, 10 50s, over 1,600 runs, 82 matches. That's a confident, successful batter.
Stand-in captain Dhananjay De Silva, he is here because Lairudara missed a straight one. Agogli turned back in, and Banidhu Wasaranga did not even bother to turn back and appeal towards Hannibal. The damage was done.
තාම එනද? නෑ ඔහම තියන්න. ස්වීප් කරන්න ගියා. කැපෙනවා
Interesting
කැපෙනවා.
how Kusal Mendis manages his bowlers. He has a lot of bowling options. The variety. He's got in Dunit Velalage again. So Bhanuka Rajapaksa keeping wickets. The utility aspect of this cricketer is now brought into focus. Between Darshan Gamage and Nukul Chandana, coaching staff for the Reds, they would have acceded to Kusal Mendis' request probably after batting through that inning.
Well ball, well ball.
Likes to be a straight start for Dhananjay De Silva.
This is where I think Dunit Velalage
විකට් එක ගන්න
has to
දාන්න.
be really smart, knowing that Dhananjay De Silva is not a powerful striker of the ball. It takes a little time to get himself going. Talking about those kind of deliveries, got to minimize. Class of Dhananjay De Silva is not going to miss out. It's a beautiful shot, nicely placed, and an important boundary for the Blues.
Didn't try to overhit. Pure timing and superb placement. Take a look at this. It's outside off stump. Given with just full use of it. As you said, Maha, it's his experience.
He'll learn the art. Down the ground, Dhananjay De Silva this time going with the arm, Velalage.
එලා අයියා.
More he plays at the age of 19, 20.
හොඳට හෙර
Very
ගන්න එලා දාන්න එන්න.
mature. These are the little areas. He's got to pull up his socks and learn as soon as possible. This was a previous delivery. Losing his shape, Dhananjay. Beautiful shot by Sathya Vikram for a single. He's been batting really well. Just trying to play that anchor role what Kusal Mendis played for the Reds.
වෙලා. One.
Good enough in line with the stumps. See Velalage just chasing behind it. Very good stuff. He'll retain the strike, Dhananjay De Silva. End of 8, 67 for 2 Blues. Two openers have been dismissed, Sitra Kimhan and Lairo Udara. A lot of work to be done between these two and the next three to come.
Good.
Lairo Madhushankar was expensive in his first over. Kusal Mendis trusting his Indian pacer.
They're going at a decent pace. 8.38 is the current run rate. The required is 9.33.
In the event Blues get past 150, it will be the third time in today's matches that team has gone past 150. 150 is not enough. Should be 180.
Yes, definitely.
Again, in line with his concept. Better start for Lahiru Madhusanka in this over. Switching ends.
Now it's interesting to see what Kusal Mendes plans are, because he's got Vanidhu Hasaranga and Vellalage to do the job of the spinners. So he will have to bank on these seamers to do the rest of the job. But the paces have been taken for runs.
Yes, 2 overs from my station.
Sorry, I missed out on that.
His bowling options are so much, and with such variety. For the moment, all he wants is a little bit of calm as far as the bowling is concerned to stop the boundaries.
That's not good. That's not good. Collision almost.
Was it Arachike? Was it? Beautifully played. Picked up that slower delivery. That's the class of Dhananjay Selva.
Lahiru Madhusanka is not having a good day with the ball. And beautifully played, inside out. Played it on the up. He was not afraid to hit it aerial. Again, it's that placement, isn't it? Beautifully done. I think we got a game on hand if this can pair can go in this way. But Lahiru Madhusanka, he's not having a good day with the ball.
Kusal Mendes is at mid-off. He's talking to his bowler.
This is good. This is good cricket from Dhananjay De Silva. End of the over.
76-2 after 9.
Yeah, this is the bowling options that Kusal Mendes. He's got 2 overs from Mahesh Deekshana, 2 for Vellalage, and 3 for Vanidhu Hasaranga. So that's the key. That's 7 overs in all of spin, which will be very vital.
He's also got Asita Fernando, who's picked up 6 wickets, including a best of 4 in the first game, 4 for 22. He took. It's just about managing it, Kosa.
Now Vellalage is into his third. Now I wonder whether this is correct. Now this field at third man is just outside the third here. Now he's walking in. Oh, beautifully done. Dhananjay is not afraid to come down to Vellalage. Interesting to see the options that Kusal Mendes would do, what he would want to do now. Attack, look for the wickets.
Sadira Samaravikrama. 3 balls for his 22. He's got a start.
Niamai.
This is interesting. Testing his patience. Velalage.
He goes wide of the crease at the moment. Velalage is trying to fire it in, bowling it very quickly, trying to slow things up. 78 for 2. Sadira is 23. Dhananjay Disla has made a quick fire 19. 15.
Dunit Velalage has brought on a superb delivery. Dhananjay De Silva left his crease, left to leave the field.
He has to make a walk back to the pavilion. That one turn, that was bowled slower. He was bowling much quicker earlier, and Dhananjay De Silva was searching for the ball. Perfect left-armer's delivery. And that's a big wicket for the Reds. Very well done by Velalage. So Dhananjay De Silva departs for 15. Blues are 78 for 3.
Ashen Bandara is the new man in. Well, he has been out in the middle twice, been unbeaten on both occasions. Strike rate of 124, 40 matches for the 23-year-old. He is a product of St. Aloysius' goal. 750 runs, that's a decent accumulation of runs. He'll have to be quick.
Now the option that Reds took into this game to play Velalage ahead of Prabhat Jayasuriya might be working for them. Off the mark straight away. He's a busy man. Ashen Bandara will run those runs very quickly. 79 for 3. Haritha, your take on Jayasuriya playing T20 cricket?
I was surprised, to be honest.
Just settling into that test team. Not the best of fielding efforts. Setting one into Hasaranga. End of the over. 80 on the board. 3 wickets down. The halfway stage is done. Is what the game has looked so far. 178 for 4. That's what the Reds made. 86 from Kusal Mendes and 69 from Vanindu Hasaranga. 2 wickets for Sumit Lakshan. In reply, 80 for 3. Udara gone for 35. Sadira 24, battling it out there. He's got Ashen Bandara to support him. A wicket apiece for Theekshana, Hasaranga and Velalage.
Sithara Gimhan was out in the first over. Then 63-run partnership between Lahiru Igalagamake and Sadira Samaravikrama. The last 2 wickets have fallen for the addition of just 15 runs. Gives you some indication of how important this partnership is. Matish Pathirana back from the commentator's end. Just over the head of extra cover.
He's trying to hit it over extra cover. See if Ashen Bandara can offer against Matish Pathirana. We know all those are a busy cricketer for sure. That's a good delivery. That's a good one. That was
Quick, and it was in line with the stumps. Perfect Yorker.
That is bowled very fast from Matisha Patirana. Look at that. Really surprised Ashen, but kept low. But it is also bowled quite quickly.
Didn't quite get it at Yorker length. But, Mandara did very well to keep it away from his wicket.
They run that one very quickly. To the right of Bellalage. Good presence of mind. It always gives you that little advantage. If you take a look at that again.
That's Pabasara Waduge
Sorry.
substitute.
Yeah. Yes, that's Pabasara Waduge, sorry. But he was throwing with the left. The fielders have the presence of mind. Short and wide. He's going for the bouncer. Missed his line. That's a wide.
Bowl wide like this, but with the space, he's capable of picking up a couple of wickets. Wickets is what Kusal Mendis wants. He's at mid-off. He's talking to his bowler. That's what he wanted to bowl previously.
Matisha Patirana has got 3 men on the onside. This is the previous delivery. The bouncer. On the boundary, a fine leg, a deep square and a deep mid wicket. The third man and a sweeper cover. Now the mid wicket is coming in and the mid-on is dropping down to long on. They're running the first one fast. They try to come back for the second. Both are very quick between the stumps. They'll make it quite easily. Despite a good fielding effort, Ashen Bandara and Sadir Samu quite quick between the wickets.
Lairu Bandushanka had a long way to come before he picked up on that occasion. Yeah, with Ashen Bandara in the middle, you can be assured that he'll look for those very quick runs.
A little bit of footwork from the bowler. That marks over number 11. It's 87 for 3. So this is the SLC Blues Manhattan. The power play having 2 good overs for them. Since then, with the fall of the 2 wickets, it's starting to drop down a little bit. Required run rate's now gone up to 10.22.
A fair crowd watching the cricket. Close. So far, he's been safe behind the stumps. Bangladesh Paksa with 1 victim.
Back comes Sadira. Good effort. Good effort down in the deep. They'll come back for 2. Who was the field on that occasion?
Let's find out.
Dunit Bellalage. Sorry.
Brilliant effort.
Dunit Bellalage tossed it up. Sadira Samaraga came down the track. Diving effort. He got both hands to it.
chase on. Mendes retrieves.
92 for 3. Look at that. That one hit. I thought hit him outside the line of the off stump. Yes.
Confidently said no. Apagunodana. So containing the batters without conceding boundaries is what the bowlers need to do now. It will simply push the asking rate up.
Vellalage will finish off his spell with this over, Haritha. He's bowled extremely well. He's created the pressure. He's picked up the wicket of Dhananjay De Silva. End of the over, 93 for 3. 12 overs done and dusted. A fresh over. They will pick one. They're looking for two, but the throw is good from the deep. Now Mahesh Dikshan is into his third over. He's got one after that, but Manindu Hasaranga has got 4 more overs to go. That will hold the key where the Blues are concerned.
Yeah, 85 or 47. That's the equation. That's not difficult under normal circumstances. But you need 1 or 2 really big overs to try and bring that equation down.
Sorry.
Slashed away, but only as far as a single is concerned. 96 for 3. The required run rate has gone up to 11.07, but still it's within the reach in modern day cricket. The key factor would be those 3 overs that Manindu Hasaranga bowls. Down the ground. Is that got enough? 1 bounce, 4 more. This is Ashen Bandara now getting into the act.
The 100 is up. Hit down the ground. Mahesh Dikshan pitching it up. And that into the boundary. Again, staying down a bit, pushed down the ground for a single. Turning out to be a big over already, 9 runs. 8 runs, I beg your pardon.
And off Mahesh Dikshan. Beautifully done. This is good cricket. Ashen Bandara is making a statement here. And 105 for 3. This is a very big over for the Reds. This is what they wanted. 13 overs completed. This was short, wide, and Sadira Samaravikrama getting it into the gap. 5 for 3. The second 50 has taken 41 balls compared to the first one. But Roshan, almost 11 runs over, still gettable in this form of the game, as long as they have wickets and batsmen who can hit the ball. And don't forget, we were talking about Lahiru. Roshan, don't forget, Lahiru Samarakon, to me, would be a very important player in this run chase if he can come in early.
Running the first one hard. They'll want to come back for 2. They won't get the second. Good work in the deep. Pushing and running. It's 106 for 3.
This is going to be an interesting over. Manidu Hasaranga. Goes down the ground. On the first bounce. So if they can get a big go of Manidu Hasaranga, that will be good. That's not going to be easy, Roshan. We all know what he's capable of.
I don't think Manidu Hasaranga's over is what they should be really targeting. Manidu Hasaranga, if they could knock it for 7 or 8 runs and over, they'll be happy. What they should look at is at the other end. If they could get, say, 2 big overs at the other end and 7 or 8 runs of a Manidu Hasaranga over. Just going down the leg side that time. This is what Hasaranga will do. He'll just keep mixing it up. He's bound to bowl dot balls. He's bound to just beat the batsman. So you've got to be watchful. He's a clever operator.
Just quicker. Again, wrapped on the pad. He was trying to go down to square leg. But also the fact is now, one of them's got 2 more overs after this. Mahesh Dikshan has got 1. So it will be the faster man because Velalage is bowled out. So that's where the Blues will want to capitalize on.
See, it's not easy to score off him. They want to. That's their best hope. That's what they need to be doing, just knocking the ball into gaps. Couple of runs, 20 over 5 off it. It's 110 for 3.
Asita Fernando comes back. He had a very expensive over at the start. $110 for 3, 15th over. 6 overs to go from this point. But Roshan, if that run rate gets into 12 or beyond that, then it's might be a concerning factor. You need to get almost 2 runs a ball, but again a big over might get them back into it.
Well, T20 cricket is not about average runs per over. It's generally balls versus runs. So at the moment the equation is 68 of 35. That's the equation. So they'll want to try and reduce that gap as much as they can. I don't think average runs per over matters any longer. Well, it's about how many runs they could score off a ball. That's where the game is. And these are overs that they should try and score runs off. Considering, as you said, now this is nicely punched. 2 is the call. You're talking about Vanidhu Hasaranga having 2 overs to go. Then Mahesh Deekshana having an over. So basically 18 balls out of 34. So which means they got to maximize 16 balls to try and get close. See, that's the equation as far as I'm concerned, because Vanidhu Hasaranga is not an easy customer to handle.
Good. This is good from Asita Fernando. Right in the block hole. That's a great place to bowl, but you've got to be very accurate and precise, because the moment you miss that length, you're asking for trouble.
See, what is impressive is for the Reds, it's a good bowling effort. We talk about the difficulties to score runs of Vanidhu Hasaranga and look for the other overs, but look at the bowling options they have. They have Asita Fernando, who is pretty impressive. So it's not an easy target, it's not an easy chase. Another dot ball, precious dot balls. Now he's bowled 4 deliveries and just given away 3 runs. Now that equation is becoming tougher. 66 of 32.
The gap is the key, isn't it? The more the gap comes in, then it's hard for the team that is chasing. So Asita Fernando has done well.
Teams are generally, batting teams would generally want to keep it at around 20, the gaps, as you get into the last 4 or 5 overs. They don't want it to go beyond that. It's not impossible, but teams feel comfortable with a gap of about 20 runs getting into the last 4, or 20 between runs and balls.
Good. This is good. Good stuff from Asita Fernando. He's mixing things up, taking the pace off the ball. That's what he's been doing. It's not easy when it. But also something that I noticed, Roshan, we saw that even when Matish Pathri in the ball, that ball keep a fraction a bit low, isn't it?
That was pace off the ball, so the ball really didn't come on. But Sadira Samaravikrama needs to move quicker. 40 of 37, and Ashen Bandara 14 of 14. Now that's not what you expect at this stage. You need someone to really get things moving and quickly.
They'll get only one again. I have felt that I feel that this is a very good over that Asita Fernando bowled during these circumstances. 115 for 3, 15 done. Run 78 for 4, 115 for 3. 64 from 30 balls. The gap is 34 runs. They will want to bring that down within striking range. That's the key. Vanidhu Hasaranga. Hasaranga is into his 3rd. This will be a very crucial over where the Blues are concerned.
See, 64 of 30 is not frightening, but when you look at what they're up against the likes of Hasaranga, the Asita Fernandos, Mahesh Deekshana, that's the worry. See, Vanidhu Hasaranga wouldn't let you hit boundaries easily. They'll have to earn those boundaries, and every run or every delivery that they score less than what is required, he's going to just pile on the pressure. So now 63 of 29. They need to be scoring at least 2 runs a ball. Even at 2 runs a ball, it's 58. So they need boundaries. Out. That's out.
Yes, come on,
Now, Wanidhu Hasaranga didn't even bother to look at the umpire or make the appeal because that was plumb in front. That's Sadira Samaravikrama. He had to make a move on. You couldn't blame him. So he tried to be innovative, but again, he's dealing with a world-class spinner, the number 1 T20 bowler. Well, Samaravikrama goes for 40. It's 116 for 4. Shamika Karnaratna comes in. But we know that he can hit the ball a long way. 106, but still, his strike rate is only 116.
Thank you, sir.
So 4 balls remaining in this over. Shamik is off the mark straight away. But the Reds wouldn't mind the singles. They will definitely not mind that, even the 1s, 2s. It's the boundaries that they will be worried about. This is how Sadira Samaravikrama was dismissed. He had to make a move on. There was no option. But this is good. This is what Wanidhu Hasaranga can bring to the table.
It's just piling on the agony for the Blues. They're just not getting anywhere with the dot balls and singles. They need to get a move on. And they need to take those risks. They just can't afford to be pushing forward and doing it in singles. I mean, it's now or never if they're to win this game. They got to go hard. They got to take their chances. And they have to take on the bowling. They have to look to attack.
It's a big ask, but Gunawardena is not interested. It's 118 for 4. 16 overs completed.
Got it into the gap. Shane Bandara.
A slow ball to start with Asita Fernando. Plenty of width with third man up. And only thing Ashane Bandar had to do is get some back. That he did. Found the gap. An important boundary to start the over.
Remember, Kusal Mendis and Wanidhu Hasaranga slammed 62 runs during the last 5 overs in their innings. Mendis was out last ball of the innings. That seems to be the difference.
Another slow delivery. Seems like Asita Fernando will be targeting those slow balls into the pitch rather than going for the fuller deliveries.
He's made scores over 25 in the last two outings. Sachin Bandara remained not out on both occasions.
Boundary options in the leg side seems to be pretty hard to come with 4 fieldings patrolling the boundary. In the offside, it's short third, cover point, short extra cover, mid-off, all in the circle. The tactic will be the same. Ball into the body. Hit that pitch hard, back of the length.
Interested to see who's going to be the man of the match. 50 not out and 2 wickets. One to Hasaranga. Top score for Kusal Mendis.
Thank you, sir.
Asita Fernando, the most successful bowler so far in this tournament, as far as wickets concerned.
It's a tough one, isn't it, when it comes to man of the match, in case the Reds beat the Blues. I got my preferences sealed. Absolute peach. Nip him back in. Asita Fernando. Pace, movement, length, perfect. Charming Karuna Ratna. The ultimate prize of going through the drive on the up and clean bowled.
Too easy. Very well directed delivery. He's happy. Asita Fernando is happy. Karunaratne gone for just 123 for 5 now. Man on your screen, Lahiru Samarkon, strike rate of over 150, 350s, 34 matches, over 500 runs. He can hit and the ball stays hit.
Sure he does. But the challenge to face Asita Fernando when he's in this mood and bowling these kind of deliveries. A peach to get rid of Chamika. Kumradi stays till the just quiet goodbye by Asita to Chamika.
That was quick. That was a statement on Samarakon. Welcome him.
Great delivery. Great delivery. Look at the carry. Nicely taken by Banu Rajapaksha.
Keep him in focus. He's up to his feet. He's going to respond. Something short, different story.
Another dot delivery to end the over. 17 gone. Blues 123 for 5. Plenty of good bowling so far. Tekshana, Asita, 3 overs each. Vellalage ball is full 4 overs, 1 for 22. Hasaranga got 1 more left. That's possibly the 3 bowling options for the Reds.
effective and economical too.
Come on, Mani.
Slower
Ah,
through the
tanda
air,
tanda, Mani.
Vanidhu Hasaranga. Lahiri Samarakone, clean it as you mentioned. But to hit Vanidhu Hasaranga when he's in this form, runs, wickets in the field, showing the hunger to win this game for the Reds, to be able to play the Blues again on the final on Monday.
Oh, where am I?
Lahiru Samarakone reminds me of a right-hand version of him, Sachita Jayatilaka. He's not in the equations as far as the team's concerned, but could also clear the boundary easily.
Yeah, that's what I mentioned about never easy. Sometimes you know what's coming. It's so hard to put it away.
They've simply sealed the boundaries.
A thorough professional setup and an effort by the Reds. The small glimpses of losing 3 wickets, then Kusal Mendis and Vanidhu Hasaranga, the way they batted, steadied the ship to be able to score 178. And with the ball, they have been scored. Magnificent run out chance here. Inquiry by Vanidhu Hasaranga. Looks like the non-strike Ashin Bandara back in, but Deepal Gunawardhan, the umpire, won't have a look upstairs.
Mani.
Clearly in. Just third umpire just making sure everything is fine. Should be satisfied to carry on with our game. Comedy of errors. The ball stayed in, the bat went almost 30 yards.
You're talking about him hitting the stands.
The bat ended up in the stands almost. Giving a real hoik, Lahiru Samarakone. Sweep again. This could be a fielding by Pathirana at short fine leg, a bad throw. But no damage done. 18 gone, Blues 128 for 5. Last 30 balls, just 23 runs been made because of 2 wickets. Blues need 51 of 12 deliveries. Looks like it's going to be Asita Fernando to bowl the penultimate over from the media box in.
Runs short. Still into the last 12 deliveries rather. Drone shot, beautiful. Bandara once again getting to 25 and still batting out there. Survived a near chance of being run out.
Fulled this time by Ashin Bandara. It's perfect bowling to his field as well as the Fernando.
co-sponsors Daraz, the universe of Daraz, with over 5 million products to choose from. Download the Daraz app today and explore. Live, play, explore with Daraz. If you have not done so, do so now.
Hammered, absolutely hammered it, but unfortunately for the Blues, only finding that field at square leg. That's his strength and the power Lairu Samarakon possess. But definitely Asithya Fernando ball into his field, mid on, mid off up. It's a no-brainer. It's going to be short.
He's taken 4 in the first game, 2 in the second. He's got 1 here. We'll have 4 more deliveries to pick up another 1 at least.
Bottom edge, a lucky boundary. Saying that, Asithya Fernando, there's too much width. Mid on, beg your pardon, mid off, extra cover, cover point, short third man, all in the circle. It's too much width. And Ashen Bandar had to get some bat. And that he did, and a boundary has found.
Seeing the ball well. Fernando. What is he going to do now? Get a Yorker in. He's dropped himself too long off Kusal Mendis from mid-off. Fine leg comes into 30-yard circle. Straight to the fielder.
A slower delivery this time again. And Ashen Bandar, the last recognized batsman for the Blues, perishes. Trying to go over mid-wicket and pays the price. Thorough professional effort of the Reds continues.
Looking to clear mid-wicket. It's a long boundary. It is in the air. Well taken. Confident take that. Sahan Arachige, Ashen Bandara out for 30. 134 for 6, the Blues. Suminda Lakshan is in. 25 matches. Not a lot to talk about. Strike rate over 100.
On drive towards a long on. It's been brilliant effort by the Reds. All the senior players in this team have performed. When the chips were down, they had to win to get into the final. All the senior players standing up, especially Kusal Mendis, Vanidhu Hasaranga with the bat, with the ball. Asithya Fernando leading from the front with the ball. Yeah, it's magnificent. Looks like the same, both teams will be meeting again in the finals.
Asithya Fernando, most prolific wicket taker and most consistent, I would think. Every match he is being tormenting the batters.
Run out chance, direct hit would have had Lairu Samarakon. A great delivery outside the off stump, Yorker nailing it. And a dot delivery to end the over. 19 gone, 135 for 6. Blues need 44 runs in the last 6 balls. There's formalities to be done. This was the last delivery. Fantastic delivery. Yorker full. And direct hit would have had Lairu Samarakon walking back to the hut.
Matisha Patirana will enjoy bowling this last over, his third. Expect some real express deliveries.
What's it going to be? Full bounces.
One. Straight on the block hole.
The team Grace watching back in the hotel for a moment would have thought they had a chance of playing a final, but in the end the Reds, the quality what they possess, the experience, the class, just too good for the Blues, who's missing their captain today, Charita Salanka, as well as Pramod Madushan.
Bhanuka Rajapaksa did his best to cut it off. Not good enough. Signal wide too.
A valiant effort by Bhanuka Rajapaksha, but just thought it was too much to ask. Not a good delivery by Matisha Patirana, wide, pulling it across, slight hint of probably reverse swing. But in the end, 5 wides.
Oh, he got back to ball on that one. Beautifully played, Suminda Lakshan. Another Yorker length delivery, didn't get it right.
Yeah, full toss, asked to be the hit. Only thing what Suminda Lakshan had to do was to get some bat, and that he did. Raced away towards square leg for a boundary.
I hinted at 150 for the Blues, getting close to it.
Slower delivery that time. I think comprehensively was beaten today. The Blues by a thorough professional effort by the Reds.
The official water partner is Elephant House. It's the beverage partner. These two teams to meet in the final on Monday night at the same venue. Hopefully Pramod Madushan and skipper Charita Salanka will be fit enough to take the field.
Good delivery, very good delivery, full, slanting across the left-hander. Lairu Samarakon didn't have any idea what Matisha Patirana has got at this young age. The pace, the slow ball, the Yorker. Could develop even more. I think he'll be a force to reckon with in T20 crickets for sure.
The one with the ball in hand and the bat in hand, both from the Hill capital. He's finding it difficult to get it away from the 30-yard circle, never mind the boundary.
A different level, isn't it? Lairu Samarakon has predominantly been playing club cricket, and all of a sudden he found himself in this high voltage cricket and just finding his own way. Final delivery coming in. Bouncer, a slow ball bouncer, and that too to end the 20th over, and the Blues comprehensively beaten by a margin of 33 runs by the Reds, and the same two teams will be playing in the finals on Monday.
Well, they had to get at almost 9 and over. The Blues were never let off the hook despite 50 partnership for the second wicket. Kusal Mendis made it his duty and obligation to keep the batting side under check. He did it with great acumen, handling his bowling unit very well. He had so many options, such variety, but did a good job as captain.
comprehensively beaten the Blues. Top effort by the Reds. When it matters, all the senior players standing up, performing, and made sure this strong team, the Reds, goes into the final. Kusal Mendes, captain's knock. Maya Stakeshna bowled pretty well as well. The new ball, give nothing away.
Fairly high scoring, both matches. Justice to all the good work done in conducting this tournament for Sri Lanka cricket. A lot of effort here. Fair crowd arrived at the venue. We invite all die-hard cricket fans to be there on Monday evening, entrance free.
It'll be a massive game. Blues against Reds. Hopefully the Blues will have their captain back, Charita Salanka. This team, closely knotted team, coached by Darshan Gamage, led by Kusal Mendes. That's a manager, Shamsir Jalil. Have done a fantastic job to get to the finals.
Really comprehensive team effort. And all the top players, as Maha mentioned, came to the party at the right moment.
There's a Blues coast card. Gimhan was gone for 0 in the second delivery. And Lairu Dara and Sadira Samaravikram was threatening with a big partnership. But in the end, I think apart from Ashen Banda, rest of the batters found it hard against a strong bowling lineup of the Reds. Bowling, my station started off very well. Pick of the bowler for me was Asita Fernando. Pace, bounce, movement, 2 for 25. And Matisha Patina bowled with a lot of gas. No wickets for 25. Ranidu Hasaranga, 2 for 18. Made the difference in the middle overs and made sure to restrict the Blues at 145 for 6.
Yeah, he was such a big influence on the Reds. They had to get 180 almost. First over dismissal, Sitara Gimman. Kusal Mendes immediately into the act. But then this partnership for the second wicket between Sadir Samaravikrama and Lahiru Udala. The fact is that they were not able to really get a move on. Vanidu Hasaranga foxed Lahiru Igalagamage. He was trying to...
Dhananjay Silla was undone by beauty by Dunat Villalage. Came down the track too early. It spun. Neatly stumped by Banu Rajapaksha. This was Sadir Samaravikrama being let off with a valiant effort at long off. Riya's side, my stakes had been driven down the ground. Sadir Samaravikrama was full of class. He was threatening for a big one. In the end, he was undone. The reverse sweep of Vanidu Hasaranga, who was a superstar today for the Reds. This was a cleaned up delivery. Charmik Karnaratna nipping back one in and disturbing the wickets. Ashen Bandara was caught at deep mid wicket. Another slow delivery. Sanara Chige. This was the last delivery. Lairu Samarakone. Matisha Patin finishing off the duty and Reds beating the Blues comprehensively.
The Reds elected to bat 178 for 4. Kusal Mendes and Vanidu Hasaranga 125 run partnership after they were reduced to 70 odd for 50 odd for 3. And then Suminder Lakshan 2 for 29 was the pick of the bowlers. And the Blues came in. They were not let to go and have a big start. They lost wickets at regular intervals after that second wicket partnership. Sadira Samaravikrama was the best with 40, but not enough Lahiru Igalagamage brief stay was good enough for 35. Bandara once again chipping in with 30 but not enough, as Vanidu Hasaranga and Asita Fernando with a couple of wickets made all the difference in the latter overs. So Reds winning by 33 runs, and these two teams will clash in the final in 2 days' time. We'll be take a break and we'll be back with the presentation.
The Blues against the Reds. The Reds comprehensively beating the Blues and making it to the final. And the match summary. It's the Reds who won the toss, batted first, 178 for 4, thanks to Kusal Mendis and Vanidu Hasaranga, respectively 86 and 69 not out. Made sure the Reds scored 178, a commandal. And in reply, SLC Blues 145 for 6, and Hasaranga Asita bowled magnificently well. Make sure Reds win by 33 runs and play the final against the Blues. And Roshan Abesinghe is ready with the post-match presentation. Let's go down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the post-match presentation of this SLC Sky Exchange Invitational T20 League 2022, powered by DAFA News. Let me start off by thanking our sponsors. The title sponsor is Sky Exchange. We also have our team sponsors as Sky Exchange and IPG Sports. DAFA News are the ones who power it, and the associate local partner is Daraz. And we are also privileged to have our ICC match referee, Mr. Wendell Abroy, who will give away the Man of the Match award. And today, the Man of the Match will receive a check of Sri Lankan rupees 50,000, which is sponsored by Sky Exchange. And as I said, it will be given away by Mr. Wendell Abroy. And for his all-round performance of 69 runs and 2 for 22, it goes to Vanidu Hasaranga. Right, Vanidu, can we have a quick word with you? තරගය ගැන කතා කරනවා වෙනුවට මම සතුටුයි තරගා වලිය ගැන කතා කරන්න. මොකද විශේෂයෙන්ම ආසියානු කුසලානයක් තිබෙනවා ඔබට සහෝදරේ කණ්ඩායමට. කොහොමද දකින්නේ මේ සූදානම ගැන?
ඔව් ඇත්තටම LPL තරගාවලිය ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න තිබුණ මේ කාලේ ඉතින් ඒක රටේ තියෙන තත්ත්වයක් එක්ක ඒක දෙසැම්බර් වලට කල් ගියා. ඉතින් මම හිතනවා ඒක කල් ගිය එකත් එක්ක මේ ඒෂියා කප් එක තියෙනවා අපිට වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එක තියෙනවා. මම හිතන්නේ මේ වගේ තරගාවලියක් සංවිධානය කරපුවේ මම හිතන්නේ ගොඩක් හොඳයි. විශේෂයෙන්ම අපේ අලුත් ක්‍රීඩකයන්ට මම හිතන්නේ යාලට යාලගේ දක්ෂතා පෙන්වන්න පුළුවන් හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් මේක.
ඔබ පිතිකරුවෙක් හැටියට අපි දැක්ක නම්බර 5 පන්දුවට පහර දෙනවා. ඔබ සාමාන්‍ය පළවෙනි 6 ඇතුළත මේ තරගාවලියේ මේකද ඔබේ බලාපොරොත්තුව ඉදිරියටත් එසේ නැත්නම් ඔබ සාමාන්‍ය තැනද පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ජාතික කණ්ඩායම?
මට අවස්ථාව ලැබුණොත් මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා උඩ 6 දෙනා අතර පන්දුවට පහර දෙන්න. මොකද මං හිතනවා මට ස්පෙෂලි T20 ෆෝමැට් එකේ මට උඩ 6 අතර මැද ඕවර්ස් වල ස්පිනර්ස්ලට යම් කිසි දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියලා. ඉතින් මං බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා මං මගේ බැටින් මං කෝචස්ලත් එක්කත් හදාගෙන යනවා මේ දවස්වල. මට ලැබෙන අවස්ථාවේ මම උපරිම ප්‍රයෝජන ගන්න තමයි බලන්නේ.
ඔව් පන්දු යවන්නෙක් හැටියට ලෝකයේ සිටින නම්දරා සිටින පන්දු යවන්නෙක් ඔබ කොහොමද ඔබ මෙවැනි තරඟාවලියක පන්දු යවන අවස්ථාවේදී විශේෂයෙන්ම තිබෙන්නා වූ ඒ කියන්නේ අභියෝගය ටිකක් අඩුයි ජාත්‍යන්තර තරඟයක් එක බලන විට. ඉතින් ඔබට මෙවැනි තරඟාවලියක මේ ප්‍රෙෂර් එකම දැනෙනවද? ඉතින් නැත්නම් කොහොමද ඔබේ මානසිකතාවය?
නෑ මට ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න ලැබෙන හැම තරගයක්ම මම මගේ 100% දීලා ක්‍රීඩා කරන්න තමයි මම බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්නේ. ඉතින් මම පන්දු යවන්න මේ දවස්වල මම පොඩ්ඩක් බලනවා මං ඕස්ට්‍රේලියා ටුවර් එකෙන් පස්සේ මං මාසයක් විතර රෙස්ට් එකේ හිටියා. ඉතින් මම බලනවා මේ තරඟාවලිය මට ඒෂියා කප් එකටත් වර්ල්ඩ් කප් එකටත් මට මගේ නැවතත් හොඳ රිද්මයට එන්න හොඳ අවස්ථාවක් කියලා.
පන්දුවල පහර දෙද්දී කකුලේ ආබාධයක් තිබුණා වගේ දැක්කා. මේ ආබාධයක් තියෙනවද නැත්නම්
නෑ ෂේප් දැන්
ප්‍රශ්නයක් නෑ. රයිට් හොඳයි. එහෙනම් අපි පුඩු සුපතනවා.
thank you.
හොඳයි. That is Wanidu Hasaranga, ladies and gentlemen, the man of the match. And can I talk to Dhananjay De Silva, the losing captain, the captain of Blues. Dhananjay, bad luck today, but anyway, it's a dress rehearsal for you guys. You'll be playing the same team in the final. How do you see it?
Yes, of course. We have 2 subs, in this match. Hopefully, Charit and Pramod will be back on the side for the finals.
This is a good shake-up for you guys. You've been winning easily in the tournament and coming into a game that is not very important for you, but ending up on the losing side.
Yes, of course. The 2 best performance of the series came on this match, I think, from Wanindu and Mendes. So it put us away on the back seat from the beginning. So I think if, we have some areas to patch up. So I think, we'll get up in the final.
Now your bowling attack was under pressure with Kusal and Wanindu batting together. How do you see your bowlers responding to that? I mean, looking ahead, because that's how you would be facing international teams. Are you happy with the way your guys matched up to it?
That I have said it earlier. We have some areas to patch up. So I think we will plan.
So that's one of the areas you think?
Yes, the death bowling, of course, and Pramod will come in, so he'll do the best he can. So I think we'll be in a good touch, and it's only one match. It's only one match, so I think we'll in a positive mood now, and we'll do our best in the finals.
Quick word about your young left armer. He's impressing every game.
Who, the Praveen?
No, the quick bowler.
Oh, Dilshan, with the new ball he's brilliant, and we have a bit of concern about the old ball he bowled in the death. We have to talk with him that also. He's good.
All right, bad luck today. All the best for the final.
Thank you very much.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the losing captain, Dhananjay De Silva. Can I talk to Kusal Mendes, the winning captain of the Reds? Kusal, ඔබට දැන් අවසාන තරඟයේ ක්‍රීඩා කරන්නට පුළුවන්. මේ තරඟයේ යම් ආකාරයකින් පරාජය වුණා නම් ඒක ඔබට පීඩනයක් වෙනවා. ඔබ මේ තරඟයට පැමිණෙන විට එය පීඩනයක් වෙලා තිබුණාද නැත්නම් ඔබ ඒක අමතක කළාද ක්‍රීඩා කරේ?
ඇත්තටම අපි එද්දී හැමෝගේම ඔළුවේ තියෙන එක සාමාන්‍ය දෙයක්. මොකද අපි දිනන්න ඕන කියන එක. ඉතින් අපි මේ ටීම් වල කිව්වේත් අපි මෙතනට ඇවිල්ලා කතා වුණේත් ඒක ඔලුවට දාගන්න එපා. අපි නෝමල් මැච් එකක් විතර සෙල්ලම් කරමු. මොකද අපි ඒක ඔලුවට දාගත්තොත් අපිට කරන්න අමාරුයි. මොකද මේ ප්‍රෙෂර් එකත් එක්ක අපිට හැන්ඩල් මැඩ් තමන්ගේ ගේම හැන්ඩල් කරන්න අමාරුයි. ඉතින් හැමෝම කතා වුණේ මේ කෝච් ස්ටාෆ් එකයි හැමෝම සීනියර්ස්ලා කතා වුණේ කාටක ප්‍රෙෂර් එකක් දාගන්න එපා. නෝමල් එක මේක අපේ ෆයිනල් මැච් එකක් කියලා හිතාගෙන අපි සෙල්ලම් කරමු කියලා තමයි අපි ඇතුලේ කතා වුණේ.
එක මොහොතකදී ඔබට යම් පීඩනයක් තිබුණානේ. කඩලු දෙකක් එක පන්දුවරේ දැවි ගියා වනිදු සහ ඔබගේ ඒ සම්බන්ධතාවය. මොකද්ද ඔබේ තිබුණා වූ සැලැස්ම? මොකද තනතිරුව නරක තනතිරුවක් නෙවෙයි. නමුත් ඒ මොහොතේදී ඔබට යම් පීඩනයක් තිබුණා පිටිකරුවෙක් හැටියට.
ඇත්තරම උඩේ මුලින්ම විකට් දෙකක් වැටුණා. ඉතින් ඒ වෙලාවේ මම කල්පනා කරේ කොහොමද ඕස් 15ක් වෙනකම් මම ගේම් එක පැත්තෙන් ගේම් එක ගදන් යන්න කියලා තමයි ඔළුවේ තිබ්බේ. ඉතින් වනිදු ඇවිල්ලත් එයාත් මම කතා වුණේ ඒ විදිහටම තමයි. මට ගොඩක් ලේසි වුණා මොකද වනිදු ඇවිල්ලාගේ නෝමල් ගේම් එක සෙල්ලම් කරා. ඉතින් බෝලර්ස්ලට ගොඩක් ප්‍රෙෂර් එක දැම්මා. ඉතින් ඒකෙන් මට ලූස් බෝල ගොඩක් සෑහෙන්න හම්බුණා. ඉතින් ඇත්තට මම හිතනවා අපි ප්‍රෙෂර් එක ඉන්න වෙලාවක ඒ වගේ ඉනින්ක් ගහන එක ඇත්තටම ගොඩක් ටීම් එකට ගොඩක් වටිනවා. ඉතින් ඒ වගේ ඉනින් තමයි අපිට අවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ ඉස්සරහට. ඉතින් මොකද එක්කෙනෙක් එක පැත්තකින් ඇන්කර් රෝල් එක ගහද්දී අනිත් එක්කෙනා තමන්ගේ නෝමල් ගේම් එකේ සෙල්ලම් කරද්දී ටීම් එකට ඉස්සරහට යන ගොඩක් ලේසි.
ඔබ අවසාන මහතරගයට මුහුණ දෙන්නේ මේ කණ්ඩායමත් එක්කමයි. ඉතින් ඔබ මොනවාද දැක්ක තැන් ඔබ කියන්නේ වෙනස් විය යුතු ඔබ සාමාන්‍ය ඉම්ප්‍රූව් කළ යුතු තැන් මොනවාද මේ ඔබේ සයිඩ් එකේ?
ඇත්තම ඒ සයිඩ් එකේ ඇත්තම ගොඩක් හොඳ. ඒගොල්ලන් දැන් අපිට ලේසි වුණ නැහැ. අපේ තරංගාවලිය අපි 178ක් ගැහුවට ඒගොල්ලන් ගොඩාක් දුරට මේ ලං කරා. ඉතින් මං හිතන්නේ අපිට ඉගෙන ගන්න දෙයක් තමයි අපේ මොන ඕරේ හරි කිසිම තැනකදී අපි ලූස් කරන්න අමාරුයි. ඉතින් ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ නැෂනල් බේස් සෑහෙන පිරිසක් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ එක්ස්පීරියන්ස් තියෙන. ඉතින් මං හිතන්නේ අපි හැම මොහොතක්ම හැම බෝලයක්ම හැම ඕවරයක්ම ටයිට් ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ මේ ෆයිනල් එකේදී. ඉතින් ටීම් එක හැමෝම මේක දැනගත යුතුයි. ඉතින් අපි බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා හොඳ තරගයක් ලබා දෙන්න.
අවසාන වශයෙන් කඩලු නොරැක්කේ ඉනිම හින්දාද නැත්නම් මේ තරගයේ නිකන් පොඩි බ්‍රේක් එකක් ගත්තා?
නෑ ඒක කියලා බානු කයියට පොඩ්ඩක් කීප් කරන්න දෙන්න කියලා. මොකද එයාව කීපින් සෙකන්ඩ් විකට් කිවිතර බලන හින්දා මං හිතන්නේ කලින් එකෙත් බැලුවා ඕස්ට්‍රේලියා එකේ. ඉතින් ඒකෙන් තමයි යාට දුන්නේ ඕස් 10 කරන්න හිටියේ. ඊට පස්සේ යාකෝ එයා දිගටම කරන්නම් කියලා. ඉතින් එහෙම
හොඳයි කුසල්. අපි ඔබට සුබපත් වන අවසාන තරගයට.
thank you.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our post-match presentation. We look forward to the final happening on Monday.
It's a big one coming up on Monday. The Reds against the Blues. We're playing the final. And it's a goodbye from us from today, but we look forward to seeing you on Monday. Thank you and good night.